would make it this far. They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this, go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Ay, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk about the show them. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play so. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right.
Yeah. Let's go. Boxing talk, late night boxing talk. It's your boy Rain. Salute everybody in the building. Hit the like button as you step into the building. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. We got a lot to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. Thank you for bearing with me. The schedule changed for me a little bit, but we're still going to be going on our regular times just this week going until next Wednesday. I've changed my schedule a little bit because I'm getting to some money. You know what I'm saying? So I've made myself available to get to some money. That being said, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. We're going on at this time. So everybody who's in the building, salute, man. You know, a lot to talk about today, man. We got to put things into perspective. You know, things change so fast in this sport, man. It's so crazy, man. So yesterday's price wasn't today's price. So we got to talk about the new landscape of things and put things back into perspective. You know, 2-3 weeks ago, things I might have said 2-3 weeks ago aren't necessarily, you know, aging like wine 2-3 weeks later, right? Because why? Fights have happened. People have won certain fights. People have moved around. Shakur Stevenson is now number 3 on the pound-for-pound list, right? Xander Zayas and Emiliano Vargas was on the Super Bowl halftime show where Bad Bunny's performing. Xander Zayas unified 154. So there's so many different things going on. We need to take our time, take a look at the landscape of things, and really speak about what's going on right now so we can get a real good hold on what to look for to happen next. Guys, you know, next week we're rolling into Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia figuring it out for that WBC title. That's 147 news going on right there. But somebody's shaking the game up a lot right now. We're gonna have to talk about all of that, right? Shakur Stevenson seeming to be in a position of scrutiny as usual. He's usually being scrutinized no matter what he does. But maybe for the first time in a long time, or for the first time ever in the boxing space, Shakur Stevenson does seem to be sitting, if not, he may be sitting in the driver's seat. He may be the money, right? He may be the money. Shakur may be the money, man. And if he is the money, how are things going to move around that? Because Shakur's making demands and he's being confident. And I remember seeing an interview with Shakur Stevenson and him specifically saying that he's starting to embrace the fact that he's a star, right? I almost want to pull the interview up with Najee where he's saying he's starting to embrace the fact that he's a star. He didn't embrace it. Najee, he said, what do you mean? You didn't know you was a star? What do you mean you embrace it? He's like, nah, I was in denial a little bit, but I got to stop playing with these dudes. I'm a star. I'm a problem out here. I'm a bag out here. And I kind of slept on that. But as you were watching things move around in the space around Shakur right now, the demands on him fighting Devin Haney right now, 147, and he puts his foot down, rehydration clause. I know the space pushed back at it, right? The space pushed back at it because they're like, yo, that's crazy, bro. What do you mean rehydration clause is diabolical? But regardless, he's setting the terms on how it can happen if you want the fight to happen because he's not studying nobody no more. Gervonta Tank Davis is no longer part of that conversation. He's left that alone. The idea of waiting on somebody to give him a fight and accepting the fact that he's a B-side fighter to these negotiations. Nah, things have changed, bro. Things have changed. And we got to talk about it. Conor Benn puts out an interview, and we'll watch it. And he says, listen, I'll concede to Shakur's terms. What? But he takes the power a little bit. He says, I'm going to send the offer out. He says, I'm not going to wait for the offer. I'm going to send the offer out. I mean, yeah, I guess in a way you could say Conor's being the A side to that conversation because he is sending out the offer. So maybe he is dictating the terms to a certain degree. But are we saying that Conor Benn his terms would be a rehydration clause? Or is that Shakur Stevenson's terms? You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it because things are moving around right now. And Devin Haney, a guy who graced the front of my thumbnail 2 to 3 weeks ago, was the A side. You guys remember the thumbnail? Let me see if I still got it here. If I still got it here, maybe I'll post it up. Do I still got it up here? I don't see it. I don't got the thumbnail. Do I have it up here? Maybe I have it up here. Let me look up here and see if I see it. Do I got that thumbnail up here? Oh, I don't have it. But you guys remember the thumbnail? Devin Haney on the front with his arms like this. It said good business on the bottom of it. I had KEYSHAWN Davis on one side, and I had Bill Haney on the other side. And we were talking about Debo Dev being the money in boxing, being the A side, being every fighter's biggest payday, biggest opportunities fighting against Devin Haney. But at the same time, we're saying that fighters not wanting to fight Devin. They're not putting it together. They're not making it happen. Louis Crocker is going to go fight Liam Paro. Ryan Garcia is getting ready to go fight Mario Barrios, and is speaking frankly, I would say at a minimum, if you want to be optimistic, 50-50 if the Devin Haney fight happens next. I wouldn't argue with you if you said 60-40, 70-30, 65-35 that it doesn't happen next. As Ryan Garcia is entertaining options he has in the game. He has a fight with Conor Benn he can make, as Conor Benn is going to be the mandatory. That's a lot of money. That's a big UK crowd. His father in his representation has talked about him potentially going down to fight Shakur Stevenson as an opportunity. I haven't heard him talk about Devin that much. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe you guys can help me figure it out. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw the link right now in there. I'm going to throw it right now inside the chat. Because it's just me today. The engagement is going to be with you guys. I'm waiting on Coach. I think Coach Hector Bermudez is coming. He said he was. So we'll see. I know he's moving around. He's a busy man. So when he steps in the building, he'll step in the building. But I'm going to open up the panel and allow people to come up here and cook with me and help me figure this out. Because it feels like Shakur Stevenson may be in the driver's seat right now. Maybe in the best position in his whole entire career. The man just came off of the best performance of the year thus far. In a lot of people's eyes. Maybe some people would argue back at it. Maybe they would say Subriel Matias, Dalton Smith. I don't know. There've been some great performances this year. But Shakur Stevenson has had probably one of the most impactful performances, right? His performance goes in the same conversation to a degree of a Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Unless we're just discrediting Teofimo Lopez and saying that he's a nobody, that's up to you. But outside of that, him becoming a 4 weight class champion, 2-time lineal champion, beating a pound-for-pound fighter, former pound-for-pound fighter, former undisputed, arguably, fighter in Teofimo Lopez. People were picking against Shakur. He not only beat him, he dominated him. Filled up Madison Square Garden. Sold out Madison Square Garden. And then, like a boss, pulled Conor Benn in the ring and said, I want you next. He didn't say, I'll leave it to my handlers. They're going to figure it out. Nah, he did the boss move. He put on the performance. He showed the world that he's that guy, and then he called out his next opponent. Said, hey, Max, give me a second, bro. Step to the side for a second. Where that guy Connor at? Bring your ass here. That's old school. Ooh, diabolical. That's old school right there. That's old school right there. That got the people. What did Will Ferrell say in that movie, The Blades of Glory? Get the people going. It gets the people going. That's what Shakur did. He got the people going. And clearly, the Ryan Garcias of the game, the Conor Benns of the game, maybe even the Devin Haneys of the game got the memo. Clearly, they got the memo, as everybody is screaming to fight Shakur next. Shoot, you even got a UFC fight. You know what I'm saying? Try to fight Shakur. I mean, he is hot in these streets right now. And Devin Haney is Devin Haney, and he had his performance against Brian Norman Jr., but at the end of the day, there was a lot of complaints, and the question is, where is the space with Devin Haney as far as the high demand to see him fight next? Where are the fighters at? Where the line of fighters at? Why does it seem like, I mean, I guess that's why they call him Debo Dev, right? That makes sense. That's why they call him Debo Dev, I guess. It's because he's chasing all the dudes off the block. Nobody wants to fight him. And listen, I guess that's a badge of honor to a certain degree, but is it adding up to money? Is it adding up to fights, which is what we as fans are here for? We're here to see the fight. So is it adding up to fights? I don't know, bro. Something to think about. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Then we got to talk about the 154-pound division, and we got to get this conversation straightened out, because the last time we had this conversation with Coach Hector Bermudez on here, and that great panel we had up here with Chevy Red, with my guy HLD, right, with my guy Angelo Reyes. You know what I mean? We had a bunch of people on the panel that night. We were trying to figure that thing out. Coach Hector Bermudez made a very good argument as to the flaws in the holes in Xander's game, and that, you know, to call somebody the face of a division, it's more than maybe popularity to a certain degree. Maybe it's combined with, you know, who's really the best. Well, who really is the best? You guys know I support Jaron Boots Ennis. I'm a Jaron Boots Ennis fan. You know, I think Jaron Boots Ennis beats 9 out of 10 of the fighters in that division. But you guys also know that I've said that I believe Xander Zayas would be Jaron Boots Ennis' biggest challenge. That's the biggest fight to be made at 154, in my personal opinion. Now, on the back end of Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Jaron Boots Ennis looking like it's getting ironed out, and it looks like it's going to be happening in April, that fight is a fight that's clearly in high demand. But I happen to personally believe for myself that Xander Zayas is the bigger challenge, is the most stylistically challenging fight for Jaron Boots Ennis. And that fight can go either way. It really can. But we're going to break it down. And we'll talk about Josh Kelly and what he was able to do with Murder Zaliev, and who's going to fight Josh Kelly next. And if Xander Zayas is truly the one who's going to fight Josh Kelly next, then, oh, man, it's kind of hard to argue against the point that that guy is the face of the division on the back end of being on the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny. Ugh. Kind of hard. It's kind of hard, man. Mine Yours said, yeah, HLD, he's supposed to be coming. I'm going to send him the message again. He told me that he was definitely going to be there, so I'm hoping he is going to be there. Mine says he's definitely in the drive. I thought, man, I got like dyslexia, bro. I thought you said he's definitely not in the driver's seat. Yeah, Mine Yours, Shakur, man, it is what it is. Ill Will 085 salute, man, says Shakur's a star. Dude had a hand injury, still was fighting, and almost got canceled out of boxing. Come back healthy and smash the pay to NTO. It's time for Shakur to get these dudes. Oh. And the conversation of Shakur and Devin Haney, and whether or not that fight needs to be made next, and how it looks when that fight happens. You know, a lot of people in the space are shaking up the space because they're saying that this is diabolical that Shakur Stevenson is looking for a rehydration clause. I don't think it's as diabolical as people are saying it is, but I get it. And the big question I ask myself is, can Shakur fight Devin Haney without a rehydration clause? Is that something he can do? Like, I mean, I'm sure he can do it, but is it petty of him? Should he fight Devin Haney without the rehydration clause? Guys, he just fought at 140 pounds in a division where he went up in weight and said he was planning on going back to 135. So taking all that into consideration, am I mad at Shakur Stevenson, who's not calling out Devin Haney, by the way? He's not the one calling out Devin Haney. We got to make sure we put that on point and make sure that resonates through the space. He's not calling Devin Haney out. He's answering the call of a fan base that wants to see him fight Devin Haney. And I think there's some leverage there. There's some leverage in that kind of conversation, because if it becomes you asking me for a fight, well, then I, in turn, do have the privilege of laying down some terms and conditions. Fair play if you want the fight. Understanding that I don't want the fight that much. I don't care for it right now, at least. I'm just leaving 135, just, did something amazing at 140. I got fights I can make everywhere. I could fight Dalton Smith, who just shook up the algorithm by beating Subriel Matias. I could pull up Raymond Morataya. I could pull him up and fight him and give him a shot at the WBO title, right? I can move around the 140 division and find some fights that make sense. Clearly, I got Conor Benn willing to concede to the rehydration clause and make a big fight. I got options. So you don't got to be next. It don't mean we'll never fight. But then again, who you got on the table? Can you pass up an opportunity to get some money and fight me next? That's a big point of the conversation as well. It is what it is. Salute Gilbert Vasquez. This live, Clay? Yeah, we live, man. Hey, man, I put the link out there, bro. If people want to come up here and build with the kid, man, I'm interested in the conversation tonight. This one right here, like I said, man, this is normally my regular day show. I just came from work, man. You see my shirt all stretched out. I just, I ripped up the top shirt, man. I just came in here, and I want to build on these topics, man. Some really good topics. So feel free to hit the link and come up here and let me know what you think, right? But yeah, Gilbert Vasquez, we are definitely live, man. It will 085 says, I personally want to see Shakur fight Gary before going up to Devin. See, there's fights for Shakur. There's fights that Shakur can give the fans that will satiate the appetite of a boxing fan. It don't got to be Devin next. And the question is Shakur in the driver's seat? Is Shakur the A side? My guy HLD, what's good, family?
Hey, what's going on, Clay?
Man, I'm good, bro. Just up here talking some shit, man. How you feeling?
It feels like somebody was not satisfied with the ending last night.
Hey, no. Coach wanted to. I told Coach, I asked him, I reached out to him. I said, I like building with Coach. I'm saying, real technical dude, man. But no, I definitely wanted to continue this conversation a little bit more. I thought it was a good conversation. And I think there's a lot of things that it just, after the end of that conversation in my mind, I said, you know what? A lot has changed in the boxing landscape of things. Things we thought about 2 to 3 weeks ago may not necessarily be that true right now. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense because the game is fluid. You know what I mean? It's ever evolving and kind of like what you said earlier. Yesterday's price is not today's price because things do change.
Right. So I agree, and it seems as if they have, right? Like Xander unified 154. He's on the halftime show, right, of the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny. 135 million people saw this dude. He's the only unified. He's a unified champion, the unified champion at 154. There's an argument there to say he's the face of the division and maybe one of the fastest rising young stars in the game as the youngest unified champion. Boots, has his attributes, but he hasn't had his signature fight. Virgil has his attributes, but hasn't had that signature fight, nor has become a champion for neither one of them. Josh Kelly may just literally be a free grab for anybody who wants to get a title, whoever can get to him first. He's just kind of there for that. Sebastian Fundora is under the PBC projection program.
It all makes sense what you're saying. So yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to what the definitions what we're speaking on. Like we were kind of saying yesterday, what is your favorite? Who is the face? The popularity? Who is the A side now for all this right now? I'm sorry, I think Xander is a shot caller at 154. And ain't nobody gonna.
That's the bigger part of the conversation, right? H. Like, bottom line is, who's the A side to these negotiations? Who's the A side to a big fight in 154? It's got to be Xander.
It's got to be Xander, and yeah, we want to go back and forth about competition, all that stuff. I mean, I still thought some other points yesterday after we finished yesterday. I'm like, hold on, man, we giving other guys all this credit, and I'm like, but who are these guys, and what have they become after that, and whatnot? So I mean, I think the division is still wide open as far as who's to be the best. I think we could wait. That's to be proclaimed. Right. But the guy who's leading the pack right now, to me, is Xander. He's the leader of the pack. He's the one who's got
I
2.
agree.
Now we're trying to go for 3. What are the rest are doing?
I'm
We're
in
just
full
talking about
agreement, man.
fighting. We're just
Facts.
talking. Yeah, soon, blah blah blah. When are they going to sign the dotted line and get in the ring? We don't know that. I know that Xander's already projecting his next guy.
Yeah, he's looking at Josh Kelly. It looks like he's looking at Josh Kelly.
Yeah,
And that fight may be happening. I don't know how Eddie Hearn feels about that personally. I think that's also a little bit of an inner war because who do you think if it was up to Eddie, what would Eddie do?
well, I mean, Eddie, he did come out saying that he thinks that Xander Zayas is a fantastic group, and he said out his mouth he could Puerto Rico, but even better in Madison Square Garden, New York City, Puerto Rican Parade. He knows where the where the buzz is at when it comes with Puerto Ricans, and so he said it himself that he wouldn't mind having that as a big fight at MSG Puerto Rican Parade weekend in June. So he already said it. Now what are his other plans? I heard somebody said that maybe some type of 2-fight deal, but Xander ain't gonna sign no 2-fight deal with Eddie Hearn for that. The winner of Josh Kelly then fights Boots, anything like that. So we'll see, man. I mean, I think we're still a little early as far as what's going to happen next, but Eddie was on board.
Xander is top rank at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie has Matchroom. Josh Kelly versus Drawn Boots Ennis is an in-house situation for Eddie. More than likely, Drawn Boots will probably win against Josh Kelly. Way more than likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather? Does Eddie value controlling one of the belts, controlling one of the sanctioning body belts? And if he does, how confident is he that Josh Kelly is going to go in there and collect 2 belts off of Xander? Because if he's not confident in that, and he feels like Xander's going to walk away and become a 3-belt unified champion, possible lineal champion, who knows, at the end of that fight, does he give up position like that? Is that what he would want, to give up position with a fighter he's not confident in being able to beat, a fighter like Xander? Or would he rather have him, Josh Kelly and Drawn Boots Ennis, figure it out? The winner of that fight Xander. And also they have the time because Xander's the one fighting the clock as far as how long he's going to be in the division. So you waiting doesn't hurt you. It hurts Xander. I think there's an argument there to say that the fight that Eddie Hearn would want to be involved in would be the fight between Josh Kelly and Boots Ennis. Because if Boots Ennis wins that fight, that's a way bigger fight with Boots Ennis versus Xander Zayas for a unification. That's an East Coast fight in New York. You can give Xander the home field advantage. Boots ain't got no problem fighting in New York. Philly's right around the corner. And you can say, I could see Eddie Hearn believing in Boots' ability to beat Xander Zayas and be the young, unified lineal champion at 154, controlling the whole entire energy of the division. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's the way it is probably going to play out, because the thing is, you can only bring one girl to the dance party, you know what I mean? And the thing is, Boots is in that negotiations with Ortiz. So I mean,
right.
Which one is it? Which one is it? I mean, you can only fight one person at a time.
Facts.
And to the way we see it, they're more interested in that fight. Boots is for that. So there's no. I mean, I think Boots is out of the equation for Xander and out of the equation for Kelly, unless that Ortiz fight breaks apart. And if it falls on its face, then okay. Then now they gotta see what's the next card they're gonna pull. But until then, Boots ain't fighting nobody else but Ortiz. Same thing with that's the way I see it. So unless something changes that fight falls apart, I don't see any other way. I just thinking is logically with the business.
And Xander's not going to wait for nobody. He's going to make a fight happen. Yeah, I agree with you. I think
he's fighting in June. He's fighting in June. MSG. I don't see that. He ain't got to wait for any of them to. He's like, my date is going to be Puerto Rican Parade, June, MSG. And then after that, the opponent is TBA for right now. But I bet you that's what it is. MSG next, and I see that for Xander.
I agree.
And if Eddie wants to bring in his guy, hoping he could get a pull up an upset. Because let's say he does pull up an upset, Eddie Hearn is in the driver's seat now with the 154, 3 belts with Boots. then if Boots beats is to beats Virgil if they fight, or
you know what? Holy shit! You know what the problem is, bro? I did not send this man this fucking link, bro.
Oh
shit, bro. That's why I fucked up at, bro. Hold on 1 second. I fucked up, bro. I know he looking like, where the hell is the damn link? Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. It won't take me long. I forgot, bro. I just got in from work. I forgot I did not do that, man. I'm sitting here waiting for him to pull up. Like, damn, where he at? Hold on a second here. Oh, man.
He's not in the chat, though, either, is he?
Nah, but, you know. Hold on. Let me send this over to him.
Yeah, I think he. I mean, if he comes up, I'll bounce so you guys can handle.
Oh, you can sit up here too. He doesn't mind.
I don't know, man. You know, he kind of threw me under the bus here just because you're. He didn't say my name, but just because you're loud, don't mean you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. You don't. You're an acquired taste, HL. You're not for everybody. You're not for everybody, bro. You're not for everybody, man. I hope he got that.
Yeah, but I'll give up the floor, man. If you guys want to chop it up, whatnot, if that makes it better. He wants to chop it up.
Yeah. I just sent it to him. Hopefully he grabs it. But yeah, man. You're right. You're right, man. It's the Virgil Ortiz fight and it looks like everybody's rumoring that it's close to being finalized for April. That is the fight that makes sense. That's the big fight that Jerron needs. He needs a signature fight, and Xander's not going to stay still. So it's probably going to be Xander versus Josh. And to tell you the truth, whoever wins that fight, they're going to want to fight Xander next. They're going to want to fight him.
Especially if he got 3 belts. But the thing is, then Xander's still in the driver's seat. If he is to win 3 belts, they're going to push hard for that undisputed by the end of the year.
They're going to try, but Sebastian Fundora's under that protection program, bro. I don't know how they're going to do it. Hold on 1 second. Sam from Jersey, man. I appreciate the $10, man. Thank you for the support to the channel. Says, salute ATP, Combat Media, Claymore Rain, talk that boxing talk. You be spitting that boxing bars, man. I appreciate it. Man. Yeah, man. Go ahead. You were saying something.
I'm just saying that the Fundora don't seem to want Xander either. I mean, they just, whatever it is, they didn't want him. But what about Thurman? Would Thurman want to go for them 3 belts at 37 years old if he used to be Fundora? He's gonna want to go for them 3 belts. I mean, I would imagine at his stage of his career, he's like, now or never, because he ain't gonna be able to juice it forever, holding on to that belt at 37 years old.
You see, the thing for me is, it's one thing for the fighters, but I find that a lot of those fighters over there at the PBC allow the PBC to move their career. And that's what scares me. The Samson Leakowitz of the conversation, the you know what I'm saying? The Tom Browns and the those guys over there and how they feel about it. You know, Tom Brown openly said that he tried to get in front of Boots fighting Stanionis, that he was ready for them to walk away, that Stanionis had to tell him, like, nah, bro, I want that fight next. I want an opportunity to unify. They notoriously do this. So that's what makes me nervous and what makes me not even consider Sebastian Fundora. And I'll be honest with you, I could see Xander Zayas becoming a 3-belt unified champion and just leaving and going to 160.
Yeah, I do too.
Right. Because it's like, I'm not going to go through that. I already went through that. Sebastian didn't try to get me on a rehydration clause. You know what I'm saying? He already didn't try to play games with me. I'm not trying to go up down that road with this dude, bro. You know what I mean? I can go ahead and move the greener pastures, or I can make a super fight with Devin Haney right quick. You know what I'm saying? Something real to make some good money, a big money fight, make me as popular as I need to be, maybe even aim at getting on that pound for pound list, depending on these performances I can put together, and then I'm out of here. I think people aren't even thinking about Sebastian Fundora, Mario Barrios, all those guys, bro. It's like
he's lost all faith.
You saw how Boots did. Boots was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
he didn't even try to get a fight with Mario Barrios. He's like, I already know what the game they're going to try to play, man. I'm out.
And it's legit. It's a legit criticism because we know how they've been rolling. So it's no way around that. I understand that totally. I totally I can't say no argument. The one thing that stood out for me is that from yesterday's discussion with this is Ortiz fought the names, and so Majimov is a 10-win fighter who's former champion, lost to Crawford, lost to Virgil Ortiz. So that's Ortiz I don't know, is that considered his best win? The former champion Madrimov? And if it's so, then Xander fought Teixeira, former champion, who gave Carlos Adames his first and only loss. So is Teixeira then a more proven champion to be than Madrimov? Because who's Madrimov's best win?
His best win?
Who's his best win? Because I can say former champion Teixeira, who Xander beat, his best win is Carlos Adames, who only has one loss still to this day.
Let's see.
You're not going to recognize no names under Madrimov.
I'm trying to, that's what I'm saying. I don't know nobody. I'm trying to look at a list and be like, yo, is there somebody on there? I mean, he doesn't have the best win, but he's got the best fighter. And I think that competitive fight he had with Terrence just holds some weight. But let me see here. Yeah, bro, nobody, bro. I don't recognize nobody. But I don't think. Yeah, and he got some pretty shaky records too: 24-12, 27-5, 29-9. You know what I mean? He got some decent records, only 35-3. 12-round fights. He started fighting 12-round fights. By his fourth fight, he was fighting 12-rounders.
I will say that Ortiz is, I mean, he has more than we go back to the popularity. Yeah, names that because, you know, he fought Crawford and Bohocha gave him a hell of a fight, but then after that we saw him fall off the face. So, I mean, he has just a known name, but I don't think it was an elite name. I don't think it is. It says equal as Teixeira to me. That's what Madrimov is. So aside that, man, I think it's all opinion. I heard you now talking about what's going to happen with Shakur and what's going to happen with Haney.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely getting into that. Hold on. Ill Will 085 says Boots will petition WBC for his mandatory. Okay. The WBA intern will officially be defended, and he'll be able to petition the WBA or go to Kelly Rob. Boots just got to worry about Zayas dropping and leaving. Yeah, that makes sense. It will. Yeah, on the back end of a victory with Virgil, he'll have that WBC interim. He has a WBA interim. He's in position to make a lot of big fights on the back end of that.
He could petition today. He could petition today. What's the wait? He could petition. He could petition to be the mandatory today. I don't know for Xander. Yeah,
right.
He's the WBA champion, right? I think it is interim. So he could do it today. You know, it's the same thing with with Haney. I mean, yeah, you know he's fluid, all right. Then you got the WBO. You could petition today.
Right.
You know, but they won't. They won't petition. So I mean, it's a lot of all talk, and I don't get into all the call outs like that. You got to understand the business and where it lines up for these guys to really fight, because it's not about competition. It's about what lines up for the stars in the business side of it. And Eddie here knows what he's doing on the backside of that with playing chess. So
right. He's moving accordingly. And plus, Xander's holding so much weight. I don't think Eddie wants to be at a negotiation table like that. He likes to be at the table where his fighter has just as much, or at least has a good amount of weight, to where the terms are more fair and more favorable to himself and in his fighter. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't want to go up on a negotiation table with a unified champion in Xander Zayas as a challenger, as a B-side. He wants to go up there with something that Xander wants as well and be like, listen, I'm also bringing something to the table that you want. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
the other thing is with Virgil has the WBC interim. He could have petitioned to try to get this fight. He had 2 times already that he could have tried to get Xander. He's got the WBC today interim. I don't hear him was trying to petition Fundora for his belt. I don't know what these guys are. I don't understand what's the game, because you still need the belt. I think you need the belt to come into the table to make a big fight. And these guys without a belt, they're gonna be, they're gonna be the B side of, unless Turkey gets involved with Top Rank and then try to make a fight, on a ring card for Xander and
strength, right?
Yeah.
Ill Will says, why would Boots petition WBA if he's fighting on Virgil? Yeah, well, I mean, I agree. I think at the end of the day, it's one step at a time, and I think the victory over Virgil puts Boots in position to be able to petition anybody he wants, because Virgil is sitting on that WBC title, the interim title. So if Virgil loses to Boots, Boots gets that belt, and boom, now he's in position to petition Sebastian Fundora or the winner of Xander Zayas, Josh Kelly.
We're unifying interim belts now, man. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interim belts unification because that's what's gonna happen. It's not supposed to be that way. It is not supposed to be that way. The rules actually, I think from the WC explicitly say you cannot unify with the interim belt. So, but they're gonna allow it I guess, or they've already
I'm
allowed
about
it
to
at things
say,
once before.
he did that with David Benavidez, kind of, right?
Yeah,
Interim title, and he got elevated to a full WBC champion.
They changed the rules.
WBA.
They changed them rules as the business sees fit.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and that's the problem with the sanctioning bodies, right? It's a consistency of all this stuff. You know, this stuff just becomes real messy because you want to reference. It's kind of like being in the courtroom and be like, I reference Lewis versus Jefferson 1927, blah, 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 blah. And that holds precedent in the case. And it's like, oh, true, we did vote that way. We did judge that way accordingly. So we have to hold them to the same precedents. Here, it doesn't hold the same weight.
No, it doesn't. And I think out of everything, I think that's the number one thing that bothers me with the sanctioning bodies is the inconsistent of being consistent across the board. And something should be kind of like already like it's common. This is common. This is what happens always, and that's the way it should be. I guess there's some little small circumstances here and there that can change the game, but certain things should be consistent always. Like you don't have to guess at it. Are they going to do that? No, this is what happens always, and they don't do that. And that's what out of everything, sanctioning fees, all that stuff. I don't that doesn't bother me at all. But is the consistency across the board to where we know what's going to happen next. The money game, that's just not. I mean, it's not really my business to care who you're charging, what you're charging, whatever. Just across the board, make this happen. Enforce your mandatories. Enforce your sanctionings. Enforce that if your guy does not want to take a fight, he gets dropped out of the ranking, for an example, and like that. But everything else, as far as the fees, I really don't care. I just care that they apply the rules consistently so we can have a mandate of how we know things work. And nobody really knows. We don't know how it works.
Yeah, for something that's so clear and transparent, Mauricio Suleiman's been on a campaign past couple of days doing interviews, explaining and over-explaining and doubling down, explaining on why this makes sense. And, you know, pundits in the space who, you know, been following boxing and covering boxing on a big stage for years are in confusion. So it's not that transparent, right? Those guys are like, we don't get it. What? Explain that again. And then what happens? And then, oh, since when? Well, what about this fight where blah, blah, blah? Oh, no, that was different. Oh, so that was it. All right. What about this one right here? Why'd you put this guy over here? Well, you know, that guy. What?
So I listened to the Mannix and Mauricio interview in the clip how he's for me to understand what was happening and how Shakur got stripped. And so apparently he was trying to nobody here knew. We only knew that Teal and Shakur were fighting for the WBO and the ring belt.
Right.
Nobody knew that this was supposed to be some type of that the WBC was going to be a part of this and to make this a whole big kumbaya event with the WBC involved. That was weird to me that I heard that coming out of him. I'm like, well, then why wasn't that ever announced?
Right.
You never said anything. And so then you had that interview on Ariel Helwani on a Monday. You were there for an hour. You didn't mention anything about Shakur and the fees or what was to be happening. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, Shakur getting stripped of being the champion at 135. Oh, bro, you're doing a piss poor job of explaining to your public and to make your company look. You're supposed to be get ahead of the curve, and he did it. And so the backlash that he got, even if he thought he was late, it's because you don't explain things. You don't let the public know. You need to be more forthcoming, like the WBO does. I'm going to be on the WBO. I think they're right now the best running sanctioning body. Gustavo puts things out. He lets everybody know with daily posts, weekly posts of what's going on with this fight, what's happening with this person, what's not happening with this person, who's the next man up, all that stuff. They always be posting it all the time. If anything by Gustavo himself, it's through the WBO X account. So, I mean, he's got to do a better job. And the rat that he's getting is because, I don't know if you just, the arrogance of him, that he thinks that he don't need to explain anything or whatever it is, but he's getting a lot of backlash, and I think it's to a fault of his own.
Right. And I see somebody Burns let me see here. Buzzness13 says, why isn't anybody mentioning Shakur's lawyer interview with Roy and Ward? That was also a very interesting interview. But in all reality, that interview, the lawyer was basically saying, like, what I got from that interview was the lawyer was basically saying there's a lot of room for them to wiggle around rules inside of the bylaws. Like there's room for them to charge you nothing, to charge you an absurd amount of money. You know what I'm saying? To let certain things go and to enforce certain rules when they feel like it. They leave a lot of open interpretation in the way they're writing these bylaws down. And he's just making it clear, like, bro, whenever they do what they do, it's because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. This whole entire narrative about it's the rules, that's when they see fit to do it. The reality is they don't have to do the things that they do when they do it. He didn't have to strip Shakur Stevenson 2 days after he won that fight. He didn't have to do that. He could have waited 15 days because it said in the bylaws that they can get up to 15 days. You know what I'm saying? To figure out what they're going to do. You did what you did out of spite. It was petty. And it showed.
And the way it's written is pretty clear. The language is clear. It says, you know, that the rules are subject to change with the approval of the Board of Governors for whatever reason that they see fit. And so, yeah, there is a lot of wiggle room. Even though everything's written down, it still says they can change the rules
right
as they see fit for the betterment of the sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not solidified. And I think, again, that's just the issue that we have with these sanctioning bodies, that it needs to be governed. It needs to be governed so that we don't have these issues anymore. It needs to be governed by someone above that says, no, this is the way we run. This is the way the rules are. So, and you guys cannot change it or go around it. But until then, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do.
That's a fact. But until then, you know, the ZUFFA boxings, they have precedence to argue. They have something that's their lane. That's how you let them into the game, is by being so wishy-washy with the structure of what you have here. You leave them room to criticize, scrutinize, and get people on their side. And people start saying, people like Andre Ward saying, nah, bro, I'm fucking with the ZUFFA shit. Yeah. You feel me? I'm over here because it might, you know, it's a little shaky, it's a little weird, the uniforms and all these different things, but for the most part, fighters are very happy that are over there with what they're getting. When you're hearing them do interviews, when they're coming over here, when they're going on Ness's show, they're like, yo, bro, I've never had all this structure in my life. This is amazing. I'm getting the food, I'm getting the recovery, I'm getting the PI center, I'm getting 4 fights a year, I'm getting the activity. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting, like Jalil Hackett and Bernard said, I'm getting it all in writing up front, what it's going to be. I'm not getting, you know, I'm not feeling like every time I fight, I have no idea what my next fight is going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, that's going to be the beauty about the structure. It's kind of like, you know, I mean, you know, those who have a job out there in corporate America, you know, you sometimes wearing a uniform is what you want. You don't got to think about what you got to wear. And all that stuff. So wearing the same shit every day is just easier. And that's what's going to happen with these fighters with the ZUFFA. They know what they have. They know what and then the rules are the rules. And I don't think out of everything, you don't hear anything about that with UFC, about that the rules change for each fighter and per fight basis or anything like that. I don't think you get that with the UFC. So I don't think you'll get that with ZUFFA either, compared to what the Wild Wild West of these 4 sanctioning bodies are.
Yeah. And whatever money they're paying, listen, they're not going to be paying what they pay boxers in the top, you know, percentile.
Nope.
They're not doing that. They're not shooting people $10 million, $7 million. You know what I'm saying? $20 million. They're not doing that. But the 95, 97 percentile, do you think that they're getting competitive wages?
Bro, they're going to love it. They're going to love that they're going to get a schedule. They're going to love that they know how many times a year I'm slotted to fight this year. They're going to love all of that, you know, and to know when's that next fight. I think that's really important, you know, because a lot of these guys just don't know what's happening. So then what, you know, I mean, we make fun of the Josh Padleys, for example, right? Oh, he's an electrician. well, they may have to get a regular job in the meantime because they don't know when that next check is coming through. So with this in itself, it does provide them at least a lane to be more full time dedicated to the sport because they know, okay, I got this check now, and I'm gonna get this next check later on this year when I fight again. So I think it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out for a lot of the 97 percentile, like you just said, and when you got guys out there like Robert Garcia with such a big gym with a lot of young talent, and he's advocating that he believes this is awesome for them.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everybody speaking this, I think that's the name for me out of right now. That's important because he's the lookout for his fighters, and he's got a lot of guys under him, and he sees that this is the best thing for these young fighters.
And he's been a professional fighter, so he's been through the struggles, the politics of the sport. He knows how it can get, and then on top of him being a fighter, now a trainer and a manager. By the way, not just a trainer and a manager. He definitely has on the ground perspective on like, nah, bro, you guys don't know what we go through trying to get these dudes active, bro. Stop playing with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you don't know what we doing. I'm out here doing shows. I can't even really give them no bread. I'm shooting them like little change, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep them active, keep them inspired and motivated, continue boxing, to not go and go get a job and walk away from this completely because they got families to take care of, right? They got all these different situations that they got to look at. So I'm not finna play no games with an opportunity my fighter to get money, get exposure, you know what I'm saying, and have purpose for what he's doing in that gym, because otherwise you up in there beating yourself up in that gym and running, 5, 7, 10 miles a day, whatever you're running, for nothing. You beating your body up for what?
You don't even know when's the next. Yeah, it's exactly that. I think it's going to work out overall with the consistency that we get out of ZUFFA and that we're doing it. It's going to be perfect? No, it's not perfect. No league starts off perfect. And there's a starting point, and that's where they're at. And as things evolve, they'll probably change things up and make it better and better and whatnot. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Sam from Jersey again with the $5. I appreciate the color in the chat, man. Thank you, brother. Says y'all cooking with grease right now. This is why I love this channel, no doubt, family. So let's move the needle, man, right? Because we weren't even going to talk about ZUFFA that much. We talked about 154, and we talked about the landscape, and I think we're both in agreement. It seems to be Xander. Xander seems to be the guy that's the face of the division, without a doubt, man. He's just
why is he hated so much, or hated on so much, or slighted?
You know why? Because everybody has their favorite going into the conversation, and Xander kind of feels like he came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like he went from prospect. Come on, that all of a sudden it's like, when you think about it, it happened kind of fast. Like Xander, and that's another thing that I love about the kid is that, well, the man, right? The grown man, Xander. The one thing I love about him is he's a leader. Like you give him an opportunity, he goes within, he shows and he proves, right? So he gets his ass over there to the Boss Baharu Yoenis fight, right? He gets his ass over there to the Sebastian Fundora Chordell Booker fight. You know what I'm saying? He gets there and he's trying to have face-offs. He tried to have the face-off with Sebastian Fundora. Gabriel got in the way, was like, nah, we're not having that. Like, oh, damn. I thought I'm next. I'm literally going to be your mandatory. I thought it'd be kind of cool. We could sell the fight. Let's get a face-off. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know that we in the building. We've talked already about fighting. What's going on? What's changed? And then all of a sudden we find out later on that Sebastian Fundora tried to do a rehydration clause. Ugh. Then vacated the belt. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So he wins his belt against George Garcia. And then what does he do? He shows up to a Boss Baharu Yoenis.
Yeah, like the next week or so, whatever it was.
Right, the next week, congratulations. Shook that man's hand, gave him the respectful handshake. Man, great performance. Me and you, bro. What's up? Unification. A boss is not from America. He's not with all the fucking picking and choosing and moving around. He's like, yeah, bro. Unification. Yeah, I'm down for that. Let's get it done.
Yeah, Coach last night he tripped me up trying to say that they positioned him. No, man, he had to win that. Oh, there's Coach
in the building.
They gave him the belt, man. They just gave him the belt. They got coddled. That's what he was saying. He was given the opportunity like that for free.
Yeah, Coach, we talking about it, man. This is a continuing conversation from the last time we talked. Coach, man, Xander's the face, bro. Xander's the dude, bro.
Hey, listen, man, you put me in a tough spot, man. You're making me go against my
And you gotta stop, Coach. You Puerto Rican. Come on, he repping, man.
Oh, I know you're doing this to me, but I can't. You know, I have integrity into the sport, so I can't just like because he's Puerto Rican and I love to defend him. Like, so I understand how easy it is for someone to say, why is he the face? So are we talking like the ring skills, his resume, his ability to unify, the ability to unify? Are we talking that or outside? Are we saying outside of the ring, his star power, his marketability, his who can headline and who putting asses in seats? Like what is? Let's define the face of boxing. Let's define that first.
I like that. I like that as a point of comment. I like that. Let's figure that out before we start giving people this title. Let's figure that out, right? So when we're talking about the face, right, we're talking about a representation. We're talking about a payday, right? The biggest opportunity for anybody in that division. We're talking about skills. Obviously, he's unifying the division, and we're talking about the skills, the ability to defend his space and take other titles in the space. Who has the best shot of becoming undisputed? Who has the best chance of giving somebody else an opportunity to get their biggest payday? Who's done the work? Who's done the groundwork all around, right? All around, just who's done the work to do that. And we were just talking about Xander from the moment he won his first title, the way he moved, showing up to the Sebastian Fundora Chordell Booker fight, backing Sebastian down. Yo, let's get that face off. Gabriel like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then we find out with hindsight the rehydration clause that Sebastian tried. So there's a little concern coming from the Sebastian Fundora side of the conversation. You want to weaken this rookie who's already looking like the smaller guy than you. You're this giant towering inferno. But fine, you vacate the belt. He fights George Garcia, the fight he had to fight, and he wins the belt. Then what does he do? He doesn't celebrate too long. He gets his ass over to Florida to go confront the winner of Yoenis Celeste and Abbas Bahu, right? And he backs down Abbas Bahu right there in the ring. He doesn't even wait for him to leave.
Wait a second. So are we just saying he's, because you're describing him? Are you going to describe? Are you?
We can go the other way too, but we got to give him his flowers right quick.
Please, I'm waiting for that because we've been doing that for 2 shows.
Okay, all right. So we know what he did, right? So all right. So let's talk about Jerron Boots Ennis, the fighter I like, right? He comes over from 147. He turns down 2 fights with Virgil Ortiz that Turki Al-Sheikh was offering him. He comes over, and in the second fight he turns down, instead of fighting Virgil, he takes a tune-up against Usama Lima, right? Knocks that guy out inside of the first 2 minutes, minute and a half of the first round. Now, he does something great. He gets his ass over to Texas, and he makes sure he's outside the ring for Erickson Lubin and Virgil Ortiz. And he goes in there and he makes a spectacle. I thought it was one of the biggest situations I've seen in 2025. It made me excited going into 2026. He confronts Virgil Ortiz. They have that great conversation. So now he's trying to make the fight happen, but Oscar gets in the way. So he's kind of frozen. He's kind of frozen in time right now because it looks like it looks like it's going to be Virgil right now, but if it's not Virgil, it's going to be a corny fight that he's going to take because everybody else is tied up. Xander's looking at Josh Kelly, right? Bakram is no longer a champion. Josh Kelly's a champion. Sebastian Fundora is under the PBC protective custody program, so he's not going to get that fight. Then let's go to Virgil. Virgil made some fights happen this year and last year, shall I say, but I can shoot holes in the fights. But at the end of the day, he's caught up it seems like until Virgil and Jerron Boots Ennis figures it out, we can't make either one of them the face of 154. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to figure out their shit. They just can't be the face yet, and so they can only be one. Highlander rules, right? We can't let them, they got to figure that out. Xander and Sebastian, I don't even want to talk about him because I really don't. Because I'll be here it'll look like I hate Sebastian Fundora. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. But
you have
I'll let you talk about Sebastian. Tell me what Sebastian did at 154 that's so special.
So Man, this is like a continuation of the last show, and I have to say what I have to say. I think you can mention that right now 154 is fragmented. I think it is. I think for Sebastian Fundora, I think he holds the major belt at super at 154, right? Xander is already a world champion. He's unified. Fundora was already a champion before he became unified. So he's there, right? And he deserves to be there. He beat some people. I can't, like, off the top of my head. I know.
I'll tell you.
His last fight was Tim Tszyu, right?
A shell of a man.
Yeah. Listen, you you can't say that. First of all, you told me to do it.
No, Tim sat down in the corner and didn't come back out, bro. That man was good. He fired his whole team after that fight. He fired his whole team, bro.
If this was the court of law, I'll be like, objection, Your Honor. He's speaking what I'm speaking, and he's redirecting my words. Or
that man fired his whole team,
and he came back stronger. He beat my guy in his last fight.
Okay.
Which my guy is very inexperienced.
Okay. Okay.
So, but when they signed the Tim Tszyu fight, the first fight, remember he did something that you have to give him credit for.
Okay.
He took it on late notice, and at that time, Tim Tszyu was the beast.
Facts.
Right? When that contract was signed, Tim Tszyu was a beast.
Facts.
And
Facts.
And sometimes we got to see like what they did afterwards too, because when Tim Tszyu lost to Sebastian, and he showed a lot of heart. He showed a lot of heart fighting with the cut and all that. Mm-hmm. I think he came back to get knocked out. Then he fought I think Spence. What's his name? Spencer. Joseph Spencer.
Talking about Tim?
Yeah, which was a decent
Joey
fight.
Spence. Yeah,
so Joey Spencer was a decent fighter, and he won.
He pulled him up like 12 weight classes, but yeah.
No, really, no.
He had like one fight. I think. Let me pull it up. He was a little guy. HLD should be able to help me.
Yeah, he was brought up. He was not a. Yeah, he was
147.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Actually, I think he started out at lower than that.
Like 135. Yeah. Hold on.
Really?
I'm gonna pull it up on the screen.
Yeah.
And once again, the face of boxing, right? The face of 154, right? Who's moving right? Who's moving like a boss? We got that's part of it as well, right? So let's pull up Tim Tszyu, and Joey Spencer. Hold on, let me pull it up on the screen right here. Let's see. I could be wrong.
I thought he was bigger. I thought like he fought. I don't think he fought at 147. I don't remember. I know.
Oh no, he definitely fought at 147. Hold on, let's pull him up right here. Here he is, Joseph Spencer. There he is. Look at him. Good looking kid. Let's see here. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, I don't remember him fighting at 47.
No, yeah, he fought at 150.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's nothing else.
No, you're right. No, I thought he was a smaller guy. Who was the smaller guy then? Oh, it was Keith Thurman.
Oh, we're confusing with that other kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Keith Thurman. It wasn't Tim Tszyu. It wasn't Tim Tszyu.
We're sorry, man. All white boys look alike sometimes.
Sorry, guys. Hey, man, you guys are always confusing us.
I had it too. I had the same thing too. It was that guy. It was that guy that came up.
Okay, so he fought Joey Spencer, who only had one loss at the time. Okay.
So remember, like, we're talking about the face of boxing. So
right,
we
face of 154, right?
That doesn't mean that you always fighting the best, right? Because we don't have a Canelo type figure at this weight class. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of like reaching for who's the face of boxing at a weight class that's, we don't have a lot of talent there. But the conversation is the conversation. But I think whoever will win from out of Fundora and Zayas, that type of clash, I think we could start, saying who's really the face. So that I think the argument would be from Fundora to Zayas, right? So I think Zayas got crossover appeal. I think he's a good-looking kid. He's sharp when he talks. I also think Fundora does. He's kind of like a geeky, nerdy kid.
But he has no stage presence. His interviews are milk.
Yeah, you have to think like there's a lot of people like I have a kid named Thomas Blumenfield. He's a white boy. He's a Canadian kid. He's a white boy that absolutely could get bullied. He's a chump. But when he get in that ring, he fights, right? And I remember he was in an interview and they asked him, "Hey, what's your favorite, pastime outside the box?" And he go to sleep by 9 o'clock. He's sleeping, and he lives in the gym. All he does is train all day. He gets up at 6 in the morning, go back to sleep, gets back up. He's down here at 1 p.m. He goes back to sleep, and he's down here at 7 p.m. But I say that to say that when he said, "Oh yeah, my pastime, I just like walking my dog," like I thought it was like the lamest answer. I'm like, fuck, this kid have no presence at all. But his DM went crazy. His likes on Instagram was like people like started oh, he's so cute. And then one time he fought. He knocked the kid out. He fought an undefeated kid. He knocked him out. He was on the zone. And they was asking him questions at the end. And he was like, I don't know. They just keep asking him, so, hey, and if you want to give your fans a shout out, he like, want to say hello to my mom. He's like,
you look at him like, come on, we worked too hard for this. Don't throw it away. Capitalize on the momentum. Say something crazy. Look what you
he's like, I want to say hello to my brother. Yeah, he's having a baby, and he's just like talking so like nonchalant. And then people like, especially the girls are like all over him. And he was like, I could see how someone could make him who know how to market that could make him into a superstar. Just how how naive and honest he is, And I think that's how Fundora could be marketed too. I think he's a geeky, nerdy looking kid. And him and his sister fucking are monsters in there, right?
So let me ask you this, Coach. Now, because we're talking about the whole package, right? The whole entire, just the whole entire package is an
ring IQ, right? We're talking about ring IQ,
and we're talking about marketability, crossover, just like the face, like the champion, the people, the guy who everybody wants to see fight. They want to see him in the biggest fights. They want to see him not only fight, but they want to see him and who's actually putting their best foot forward to make the biggest fights possible in the division. Who's exciting and carrying the energy of 154 right now, making 154 look.
Actually, Your Honor, he's misleading.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, Shell, am I bugging? Doesn't it count?
Hey,
categories that you can like favor.
But Coach, I done told you a story about Xander. I gave you a story that was movie worthy, right? Like this man, you know what I'm saying? Stepped into the ring with Sebastian Fundora, met him backstage, said, I got the mandatory, young kid. Everybody said is above his head. You're not ready for this kid. He made Bob Arum step to the side. He didn't wait on Bob Arum to make a move. He went and did it himself, got himself a ticket, bought himself a ticket, didn't even get no love, bought himself a ticket, showed up to the fight. Walked, hey, Sebastian, congratulations, King. You did a great job, man, beating up the 5'10" Tordell Booker. You know what I'm saying? beating up on the 5 foot. That was a great performance, man. You're a real champion, man. Just like a champion should do it. Me and you next. I'm your mandatory. What's up? His sister jumps in the middle of them. Hey, no. He says, all right, bro. You let me know what's up. He's honorable. They told him about the rehydration clause. He doesn't put it out there. He just says they didn't want the fight. I don't know. He doesn't care. I'll fight whoever. WBO, he vacates. Sebastian Fundora vacating a title, moving like the face of the division. He vacated a title. He vacated the title, bro. That's not somebody who's trying to make the biggest fights. Instead, he goes and he fights Tim Tszyu. Again, he's a company man. He saves the PBC. Oh, so let's celebrate Sebastian Fundora. But Xander Zayas collects himself a title. And the people said, yo, bro, you didn't fight a real champion. He says, it's not my fault, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to be in Florida. I'm heading over there right now. I'm going to say hi to my mom, kiss on her mom, kiss on the cheek. I'm going to have dinner with my family. I'm out. I got shit to do. And he makes a unification with Abbas Baharu. Brings the fight to Puerto Rico. Brings the fight home, coach. Shuts it down. The whole place goes crazy, bro. Signs a big deal with Bad Bunny's management crew and all them people. And then he ends up on the Super Bowl halftime show as a unified champion. Was he 23, 24 years old? Come on, man. What is Sebastian Fundora doing with that?
And even before that, you got to understand. I mean, we're going to tell that coach was. I'm going to say, wait, coach, you said that Top Rank. No, Top Rank didn't have to do it. This young kid was the number one. He earned the spot of number one with the WBO. He earned the spot with WBO by fighting Teixeira.
Yep.
Who was top 10 in the WBO, former champion, who's the only man who gave Carlos Adames his first loss. He beat him, got him the number one spot, then defended his number one spot at the WBO, not only versus Spomer.
Please, chat, help me out, man.
But coach, how could he not? If he's doing all that, you just told me Sebastian Fundora is a nice dude who has a dog.
I have yet to describe.
I'm just saying that he was not given anything. This kid earned it through the rankings, fighting the guys that are in the top 10. He hasn't fought anybody outside of the top 10 with the WBO in over 2.5 years. He defended the number one spot. He could have just been called mandatory. And he could have just collected that belt from Fundora. No, he decided to what? I want to fight for my belt. I don't want nothing given. I'm going to fight for my belt in the ring. And that's what he did versus Garcia. After defending the number one spot 3 times, waiting for Fundora. And Fundora, what did he do? He vacated. So it wasn't given to him. He earned it. He beat Spomer, and then he beat Garcia, who beat Canelo, who was supposedly the boogeyman of this division, or the up-and-coming boogeyman. So nothing was given to this young man. Now, as far as competition goes and names of famous names, I understand what you're coming with that with Coach. That the other guys had bigger names because they fought the Crawford. That's the only name I can say because he fought Crawford with Madrimov. But Bohachuk is not that guy.
Okay, listen. Xander Zayas, my countryman. He's the polished new star. I could understand that. But Sebastian Fundora is the reason 154 still feels dangerous. Right? He's like outpanned.
There was a moment. No, you got to give it to Coach. There was a moment that this kid was on,
but I'm just like, like, is he still that? I don't know. But go ahead, Coach.
It changed.
I need the chat to help me out because both of you guys are good, speakers, and I'm not a good talker. I need the chat to help me out, man.
Help him out here. Right. Sebastian Fundora. Let's look at his last 4 fights.
Forget. He's a horror movie. I'm telling you, you can see him a mile away. He's coming, and you know exactly what he wants to do.
Right.
And somehow you still end up in that nightmare. Fight him on the inside. The boy's a monster. He's 6'6" or whatever he is. Fighting, he's a beast on the inside. There's nothing subtle about him. It's height, it's pressure, it's chaos, but that's what makes him like the such a necessary character in whatever weight class he'll
got a cheat code. He's got a cheat code. We give him that.
So Zayas is I say he's the future and the business. But Fundora is I'm telling you, he's what it is right now. If
he's an eyesore, that's what he is. He don't make no sense being where he's at.
That awkward, ugly puzzle. Mm-hmm. You don't really know 154. I'm telling you, you're just renting space there. He comes to fight.
But Coach, right? would you agree that Sebastian Fundora lost a little bit of his fear appeal when he asked Xander Zayas for a rehydration clause?
I don't know that. I'm not privy to that information. Did that happen?
Because Keith Thurman putting up chairs in front of him, like Keith Thurman kind of low key like trying to bully this dude, right? Like the little guy. He don't look so threatening no more as he once did.
So Toledo Trice is helping me, right? He said you'll be hard pressed to find a born Fundora fight. He's all action. Ain't the face of
Here you go, Toledo. Come up here and help coach out. Toledo about to be on your side. He about to come in here on that Midwest. You called in the Midwest Mafia. Coach called in the Midwest Mafia. They popping up in suits and shit, all in the bar. What the fuck is going on here, Coach? Who are these people? Coach called in the cavalry, bro. They up in the building. Toledo came up in the building, bro. He about to pop up. It's about to get ugly.
Look, you got to agree with Coach in the sense there was a moment, and it wasn't even for me. It was a moment what he did to Lubin, broke his face basically. That was the monster fight, but he was getting his ass kicked
too. Isn't that one of the categories of the face of boxing when you have to like how people the appeal that you have?
Oh yeah, no doubt,
Facts.
Coach,
Facts.
no doubt. So what he did to Lubin was
I don't know if we could argue with the opponent situation, the resume. I don't know if he has the resume, right, that Fundora has. I think Fundora got a better resume. Could we agree or no? I don't know.
I don't know. There it is. There's Fundora's resume right there in front of you, man.
He beat Lubin. I give him that, but then got knocked the F out by Brian Mendu.
So remember what resume.
And he got knocked down by Lubin 2 times.
Yep, Lubin was putting odds. It was that hey, it was a fight of the will on that one, but. Then after that, he got knocked out by Mendoza. He was getting smashed by Tim Tszyu for the first 2 rounds. I think everybody's seen that fight.
Look how you're saying this. Look how you sound when you're speaking about him. Right? You're not being fair. I don't think you're being fair.
Well, my guy doesn't have a loss or never looks as bad as Fundora ever has.
He fought a boss, right? He fought a boss. That's his biggest win. When they signed that contract to fight Lubin. And when they sign that contract to fight Fundora, go back to then, and then go back to when they signed the contract to fight a boss. Two different.
This is his best fight then.
Yeah, 2 different feelings. No, Zoo was a hell of a fight. The first fight.
He cracked his head open with an elbow. That fight don't even count.
What are you saying? He took him to a split decision. He took him to a split decision, bro. A lot of people thought Tim Tszyu won the fight.
He got the fight on 2 weeks' notice.
No, but he was prepared to fight Boachuk. He was ready to fight for that WBC title. He was already fight ready. And he's a taller guy. The southpaw Tim Tszyu's the one who had the disadvantage. He's the one who wasn't prepared to fight against this tall southpaw towering inferno.
Okay, so you're saying that Xander Zayas got the better resume.
No, I'm gonna say that if you want to
then why are you defending it then?
Because everything evolves as it keeps on going. Up to Lubin fight, that was a good fight that he put it on with Lubin. That was a great fight. There ain't no doubt about that. Even though he was also getting smashed. The thing is that with that Tim Tszyu fight, he got knocked out by Mendoza. Then that fight with Tim Tszyu, he was on his way to get knocked out by Tim Tszyu going into the. He was on his coach. His nose was already a bloody mess.
Let's keep it. Who won? Like who won the fight? Like,
I'm not. There's caveat to that fight.
Into a tactical thing like who got a better jab.
There's caveat to that fight. There's a lot of caveat. I think
80%
would say that fight should have been stopped. He was blind. He couldn't see throughout that fight. They couldn't stop the bleeding. That guy couldn't see jack.
So we're talking about who's the face, who got more appeal as part of who's the face of 154.
Well, I'm gonna say
when he beat you forget there was another undefeated guy that he fought that was a good fight on paper. I forgot who it is. You guys got
was it Booker or who?
Nah, there was an undefeated kid.
We talking about Sebastian right now still, or are we talking about Xander?
I don't even know. I don't even like how you ask that question. That question we talking about Sebastian. Right? Yeah,
we're talking about right now. We talking about Sebastian still? Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Sebastian. We'll go back to Sebastian. My bad. I was just asking. Go ahead, Coach. My bad.
Just the way you act is like this is what we doing. So he fought. There was a fight before. You guys got. I don't got box rec, so I don't.
I'm pulling it up right here. I got you. Boom. There you go. Right there. There he is. Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, because these guys is getting it up on.
Who was it? One of these first three guys.
Before Lubin, there was a big fight that he was in.
Sergio Garcia. He took it to a decision.
Yeah. Oh, so what was his record?
33-0.
Oh, sheesh. I remember Sergio Garcia. He's a Samson guy.
Yeah, this guy looks like a threat.
Yeah, no. I remember that.
Oh man, I just clicked on his picture, bro. That's diabolical, bro. So he looks like the guy. He's like the flamingo guy from Mike Tyson knockout fight.
Active fighter, man. Super active fighter, man. Come from Spain. Is this guy?
Yeah, he's a Samson guy. He's tough, right? He's tough.
Okay.
And he came to fight. It was a good fight. They was fighting. It was a good fight. He got robbed. I think that same kid got robbed. I don't know what. I don't know. So I know that he was undefeated. It was a tough fight going in. You gotta. That's how you rank. Like that's how you rate the fight. A lot of fights don't mature well, but you got to give credit to when the fight is signed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When the fight was signed, this kid was you said 30-0, right? He was 30-0 or 32.
Yeah, he's right here. He's 33-0. He was 33-0.
So when that fight got signed, right? It was it was a thing. So then Fundora, after that, he goes into a tougher fight with Lubin. And when that fight got signed, I think Lubin only lost once, right? To Charlo.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
One loss.
I think that was
against Charlo.
Was that for a belt?
No.
It says it was an interim interim WBC title on the line. So.
Oh, the interim, yeah, because it wasn't for a belt.
Okay, cool. And then after that, he fought another. So that's a good fight. That's a good win. The 33-0 guy, and then Erickson Lubin, who only had one loss to Charlo, and he was climbing. And Erickson Lubin, back when he fought him, he was a threat, right? So that was a tough win for him. So he won that. He got off the canvas, right? I think he was down in one time or something.
Right.
Down, and he came back to win. That was an awesome win.
But when he beat Lubin, he was down on all the cards.
Was give him credit.
Stop Lubin, man. I got it.
No, he stopped Lubin, but they saying that before he got stopped, he was down.
Right, but he was down. I'm saying he was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
he wasn't getting his ass whooped. That shows perseverance, gang. He pushed through. He took a knee.
Talking about this is what.
Let me hook you up. Let me pull him up here right next to you, bro. So that way, high five him, coach. There he is. He's right under you. Me and Ace, we good. We good on the other side, but y'all need each other. Team, unite. You know what I mean? Let's get it in Power Ranger style. You know what I mean? Captain Planet style.
So he has a hiccup. He beating the shit out of Mendoza. He has a hiccup and gets dropped. Right? It happens. He comes back to fight Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu, an undefeated kid. He takes it on late. He takes it on late notice, and that's because that's a Samson move. Samson will push you, be like, "Oh, we need this. We got to get the opportunity." With Samson, everything is, we need the opportunity. Okay, he convinced him to fight Tim Tszyu. He come out victorious, split decision, right? Epic fight because.
No, you're skipping something. Wait. He fought Carlos Ocampo, right?
And Carlos Ocampo was a beast there.
Right, that was a good fight. He got a decision on him.
He only lost to Spence, right?
And then he fought Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza cleaned him up.
What was his record?
Huh?
What was his record? Ocampo.
Who? Ocampo was 34-1 at the time.
Yeah, and his only loss was to Spence. Am I right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Well,
that Brian Mendoza fight, he was winning until he wasn't. You motherfuckers gotta stop acting like he was just got his ass whooped. Like Brian Mendoza just went in there and in the first round, second round, smoked him or some shit. No. Sebastian was winning that fight until he wasn't. You feel me? He got clipped. and then that shit happens. It's boxing, man.
What was the score? What was the score? I think on Boxer would tell you what was the score. What was the score?
That's what I say about the Tenzou Fundora fight.
Sebastian was up on all the cards. He was beating his ass. 59, 55, 60. Yeah. He was winning a shutout. Basically, on 2 of the cards, he was winning a shutout, and 1 of the cards, he only lost the first round. So he was winning the whole fight.
That was a hiccup, right? That was a hiccup,
right?
That he had. We could all agree on that, right?
Right. I'll give him that. I'll say that even though he got knocked out clean, I'll say that he was fighting a good fight until he got knocked out. But that's one of his problems, right? That was one of the things that he brought to the table that he was always doing: fighting short, fighting on the inside, fighting, you know what I mean, not using his range, fighting in a way where he gets hit a lot, and he got knocked out. Yeah.
But even that fight with I won't even say but the fight with Jamonte Clark, I don't know if motherfuckers remember Jamonte Clark on PBC, but they was pumping that guy up like he was supposed to be one of the young bulls in PBC. Man had a draw with him, you feel me? So it's like, and he was a long, strong guy, Jamonte Clark was. And because I remember PBC was building that guy for sure. I don't know what happened to him. He fell off the face of the earth on some real shit.
That's typical PBC, man. They're only good for in-house fights. Once they step out of the PBC protection plan, they always get smoked.
He's not lying.
Hey, man, listen, man. All I know is Fundora's a good fighter. I'm with Coach, man. Wait.
Don't be with Coach so quick. Before you with Coach, just understand what the conversation's about. We're talking about the face of 154 right now. So Coach is making an argument for Sebastian Fundora being the face of 154. And we're like, Xander.
But I can't say that because in my opinion, Fundora will be the most legitimate fighter that Xander Zayas fought if he fight him.
Who's that?
Okay. Fundora, man, listen, man. Fundora, if you look at Fundora, like if we take Fundora off the board, none of these guys is like you fear for Xander to fight. But if Xander get in the ring with Fundora, that's Puerto Rico versus Mexican. First off, that's Xander's money fight on some real shit. We need to factor that in. And what you mean? Is it?
Xander.
Bullshit. Come on.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. We can talk about a little more. We don't gotta get to a conclusion so quickly. We can talk about a little bit.
If we're talking Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Fundora, he's a bag for Xander.
Yeah, but Fundora's not really Mexico.
What?
He's Team No Sabo, man.
Come on, bro.
He's Team No Sabo. He's a Harry Potter dude,
isn't Virgil really Team Mexico? Sebastian's more like team, like
he's a Pokemon guy, bro.
He's like a mountain man or something, right? Like that dude's out there, like he's like a homestead guy.
When I'm watching man come out with sombreros and shit,
I don't know if I even heard that man talk Spanish before.
I'm watching him come out with sombreros and shit, repping the Mexican flag and shit. His sister definitely doing the same type of time. No, because we're not going for that. When I'm hearing Mexicans call my nigga Fundora, hell no, he's Mexican to me, cuz. I don't hear nobody Fundora. I don't hear too many white. No, it's Fundora. That's what I hear. So
I've heard some Fundoras.
Hey, man,
I've heard a couple of Fundoras.
When I hear this Fundora, I hear the extra D in that motherfucker.
Is it the same way you hear Alberto Compaña? Is it the same way you hear that? Is it the same voice that's telling you that, or is it a different voice?
Sebastian don't even say Fundora, bro. Sebastian don't even say Fundora. He says Fundora.
He's a Fundora.
He's Sabo, man.
I think he even says dude at the end of it. Like Fundora, dude. Like, yeah.
But we're trolling now, bro.
No, we're trolling for sure. Let's be more serious, right? Sebastian Fundora is a great,
entertaining fighter.
He's not a great champion, damn it, and that's why he can't be the face. He's a bad champion. Tell me I'm lying.
What makes him a bad champion?
He's vacating his WBO title. That's not championship quality character.
He's a prize fighter. I can't be mad at the guy because he said, I'm going to fight this guy who potentially, the rematch with Tenzou would have brought him more money. We was all excited.
Do you think Errol Spence would ever vacate a belt? Do you think Xander Zayas would vacate a belt? Do you think Terrence Crawford would vacate a belt?
It depends.
Do you think Canelo Alvarez, he didn't vacate the IBF?
No, Xander agreed to all the terms with Fundora, all of them. And since they try to squeeze him, trying to give him some bullshit ass terms, but Xander signed off to all of them, and since they couldn't get him, Let me get we want a rehydration clause. They couldn't get him on the money. They couldn't get him on anything. Xander just said yes. And then they're like, bro, we're going to have to, what they pull out of the hat? Oh, man, our 6'6" guy needs a rehydration clause for you, bro.
Hey, let me ask you something. Who sent the offer? You said Fundora. So it sounded like the A side was the guy who sent Xander an offer, right?
At the time,
Xander was the mandatory. Xander was the mandatory.
But that's
and the B side, for sure. For sure.
Thank you, because that's what I'm saying. Why y'all niggas acting like Fundora not that guy, bro? We watched Fundora grow up, gang. We seen Xander on the we technically watched him grow up on the top ranked shit as well. But nigga, we've been watching Fundora do this shit for a long time. Violence for a long time. I just had motherfuckers comparing Xander Zayas to a terrible version of Devin Haney. We don't like the way Xander Zayas fights. He's not. This guy is giving you all action, because like I just told you, it'd be hard pressed to find a boring Fundora fight, and you see how I hit him with the Fundora every time now. But yeah, man, you'd be hard pressed to find a boring fight. To me, that's face of boxing shit. Canelo even give you boring fights.
You'd be hard pressed to find Fundora selling out more than 7,000 tickets, bro.
Oh my fucking God! See,
I don't know how to do this. I don't know. You guys cut each other off. I don't know whether should I do the same.
Cut us off. Go ahead, coach.
We got that inner Boricua out, bro.
You can definitely cut us off, and we'll shut up. Trust me. It's your turn. Go ahead.
I don't. I was still on to something, right?
Okay, go ahead. Toledo. I thought Toledo was helping you out. Go ahead, coach.
Nah, he is. Toledo's a hater, but he's my man right now.
Me and HLD gonna be quiet and let both of y'all cook right now and sell us.
Okay, so I'm Boricua, so I if they was to fight, I would be rooting for Xander, right? But of course I love Xander and he's doing this thing, right? Besides him just being my countryman. But my integrity in boxing is too high to just crown somebody off emotions. For me, the face of 154 comes down to belts, comes down to the level of smoke you walk through, how dangerous you are to your counterpart, to your peers, and if you can carry the business side too, right? Xander checks a lot of those boxes already. But I still have to judge him by the same standard I judge everybody else. So if we could go through, like, even on BoxRec, you guys got BoxRec. BoxRec they have stars next to the people you fought. I don't know, but I would be willing to bet that Xander Zayas never fought somebody with 5 stars. He never fought a fight equally that would be 5-star ratings next to their name. I'm pretty sure he fought a lot of 4 stars because he was young and he was coming up, so they was thinking like the fight was going to be tough. But I think if you guys could do me a favor, check.
I got Xander right now on the screen.
You see the stars there? I can't really see too.
Yeah. No, you're right. Abbas had 4. George Garcia Perez had 4. Slava Spomer had 3, and the rest of them are all 2s and 1s. 2s and like.
Okay, so if you could go to Fundora,
okay.
And you could see if he got a 5er on there, or if he got 4, or the Keith Thurman fight is an awesome fight, so that should be a 5 stars.
Yeah, Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman are his 5 stars. I don't know. It's about the same.
Okay. So does he have a 5-star? Like, he should just take
Tim. That's it.
Okay. So he got 4 and he got 5s, right?
He got 1.
So hold up, Your Honor. Objection.
He got 2 4s and a 5. He got 2 4s and a 5.
He's misleading, Your Honor. He's supposed to be.
I'm just telling you, we're not counting Keith because he ain't fought Keith yet. So, and look, Tim, the second time he fought Tim was a 4. He knocked out a 4. He knocked out a 4 and got a split decision with a 5.
He got a 5 on there. Okay.
Well, he got a 5 on it for sure.
So now accomplishments, right? I think we should get accomplishments to Fundora, right? I think his style of fighting is much more exciting than Xander Zayas.
That counts. That's part of the conversation. That's part of the face. That's part
danger factor. Who is more dangerous to fight at 6'6", 6'7",
Sebastian.
Right? So that's 3 right there.
Okay,
marketability power, we'll give it to Xander Zayas. He's a well-spoken kid. They done prepped him. He's a star. I was just watching him today. Was dancing salsa on his major show in Puerto Rico. No, he's a sweetheart. He's a beast. He's marketable. And I think they both are consistent in fighting, right? They both consistent in fighting. They both professional fighters, right? They act like professionals, especially when how Fundora character getting up off the floor. So I would give that to equal to both. They both got character. So if you add all that up, Toledo Trice. If you add that, I can't do math. I don't know math. Toledo Trice. Add that up and see who won that.
If I add it up, it sounds like Fundora. It equals Fundora is the winner to me, but Yeah.
But then you got to go with the head-to-head thing. You talk about dangerous, right? So you're talking about dangerous, right? Who's more dangerous? Then why did Virgil Ortiz not want that smoke 2 times with Xander? He turned it down with Turkey.
We went over this,
and he turned it down in Puerto Rico. Why did Fundora vacate his belt? If he's not dangerous, go with that.
Man, we're not gonna go on assumptions. We're gonna go what we see in the
Those
ring.
are facts.
No, we're gonna go. The facts are how they fight in the ring, my man. How do they fight? Who's more dangerous in the ring? Somebody that.
Well, if you don't want to even get in the ring with the guy, who's scaring who?
No, but who got in? What we see, the eye test. We're looking at how this dude just runs around. He boxes, and then he get caught up late. He has mental lapses late, and he wind up getting in the war with people that this Abbas guy is a little. Trust me, next year we'll be talking about who's the face of boxing at 160. Is it Xander or Yo-Yo Hernandez or whoever? But he's not staying.
Get your guy ready if he wants to.
He's not staying. Oh, trust me, they would never fight that much.
Don't do that. I'm a fan. I want to make it happen.
Oh man, they would never.
That we will make it happen. We gotta breathe that into existence.
So
stars. 23. Well, I'm doing some math.
Oh, look.
Hey, I just want to be sure here. Hold on now. Wait on. Hold on now.
You gotta understand.
Hold on, and you brought the damn stars up. I ain't bring up the stars. I'm just trying to. Hey man, I'm just trying to make sure.
Listen, you can't count all the stars. Is the matchup? It's not like how good the fight was. It's the matchup. How close the matchup?
The matchup. Oh, okay.
Hey, Clay, and you also got to throw in the equation that Xander's 23 years old with already these amount of stars.
Yup.
28.
No, let's do we're not counting that one. So 5, 9.
What we doing, Clay? What we doing right now?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
I was about to do the same play, but I let it go, man. I didn't want to do that.
He kind of, but he has more fights too.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
So
like I said,
he got a lot of 2 pieces. Yo, Xander don't listen. Xander don't got one star on his record, and you got fighters that Sebastian Ford that got no stars. And he went to full decisions with them. 6'6", you know what I mean? He right here, you know what I mean? He had he went to the judges. Unanimous decisions, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you.
Them unanimous, man. We beat on them guys, man. You gotta let me build my
beat on a bunch of guys who probably quit their jobs. They quit. Look he got a guy with 13 wins and 32 losses on his record. Sebastian is cool. He's all right.
Hey, you got to let me build my fighter, man. Go to the bottom of Xander shit. Let me see what you see. You doing that shit again, man.
Hold on. Let me just show you. Look, Xander started up all the way to the bottom. All the way to the, he got a couple of them down.
All right.
Hold on.
You see?
Whatever. Yeah, but at what age? 17 years old? 16 years old? Because that's what he started.
1, 2. Hold on. He got some 1 stars on here too. 1, 2. But you know what? I didn't add a lot of these up, bro. He might have more stars. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clay gonna be petty with it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hold on. Okay. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Well, I want to check out one last thing.
The Lubin, look, I can give him that Lubin and that Tim Zoo. It's hard to give him Tim Zoo because I know what happened.
And I'm giving him. You got to give him Jamonte Clark and the guy who 30.
No, I'm not giving him Clark. I'm not giving him no Clark.
And Sergio Garcia was 33-0, my nigga. How you not giving him a 33-0 fighter?
Then you got to put in. Then we're gonna bring in Teixeira, who's a former champion, who's the only guy to give Carlos Adames his first loss.
I'm with that. That's a champion. That's a former champion. I never take that away from Xander. That's fire. That's you got to give him credit for that. But that ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's what I'm saying.
I think. But doesn't the Super Bowl halftime show kind of break the tie? Like, doesn't it kind of like?
Well, that would be another. That would be the popularity.
No, because Mexico is represented in that as well. So we're not doing that. It might not have been Fundora.
Bro, they brought out Emiliano Vargas.
Emiliano Vargas is not on Mexican TV. Like we got Xander on Puerto Rican TV every morning. Just about.
What do you mean? What you mean? Emiliano ain't on Mexico.
All right, so who's the A side? Who's the A side in negotiation between Sebastian Fundora and Xander Zayas?
Fundora already just showed you that. He the one who had to send the offer.
Fundora's the A side?
If you just told me that he's the one who had to send the offer, how is he not?
No, he didn't send the offer.
I'm talking about back in the day. I'm talking about before he picked. I'm saying today, who's the A side?
Right now? Fundora. I said Fundora, because Fundora.
No, yeah.
All right, man.
Yes, they don't even have a TV. They don't even have TV to. What do you mean? Who
don't got a TV deal?
Xander. What they got? Exactly.
So the PBC
they ain't got no network.
Hold on.
Hey, let Clay talk. Go ahead, Clay. Talk.
Tubi.
What?
He got Tubi, bro. What?
Who gonna pay though?
Huh?
Tubi gonna pay? Tubi ain't gonna pay nothing.
Well, so they were Amazon ain't paying nothing. You ain't checked. Last time I checked, Al Heyman's still in his crib hiding from Floyd. Floyd looking for $340 million.
Amazon and boxing, man. Hold on, because Amazon about to have that Manny Pacquiao card on that motherfucker. So
they go to Queen.
In the boxing game.
They go to Queen. They go to Queen. She been with y'all until now.
Come on,
she been with y'all until now. She was with y'all the whole time. Check out the chat thread. She was with y'all the whole time until now.
I don't know.
Hey man, that girls be having me rolling in their lives, man. Shout out to Nikki. Yo, they had me rolling the other night.
Hey, talk to her, Queen. Queen, talk to him. Tell him about it. Tell him about that.
Exactly. It's a free fight. I don't gotta pay for it. I'm good.
No, I'm not going. Hold on. I'm not going for that because
Fundora's charging $80 to go fight Keith Thurman.
No, but Claymore, hold on, no, because we're not going for. Let me ask you this: who would be the A side between Lara and Johnny Beck? It's the same shit. Johnny Beck is unified. Lara got one belt, but I think Lara will be the A side in that.
Ugly one. That's nasty.
But it's literally the division up. It's one division up, cuz I'm just saying it's one division up. It's the same shit though.
They both kind of like.
Xander's got a whole nation already behind them.
It's the same exact thing. Lara been in the ring with Lara. Hold on, HOD. Lara got one belt. Lara been in the ring with the bigger names. Even though Johnny Beck is unified, he wouldn't be the A side in that fight. That's how I feel about this fight. Fundora been in the ring with bigger names. Just because Xander is unified don't mean that he's the bigger name.
He's not, but he's
a bigger name to me because he would be A side to me.
Bro, I think Xander's a bigger name, man. I think we fight him.
He is today.
He's not a good fight. He's not a bigger name than Sebastian Fundora. Right now?
Ain't nobody talking about Fundora.
He's not checking for Fundora.
What the fuck? He about to be in the ring with Keith Thurman, man. What are you talking about? He's the bigger.
And nobody talking about him, bro. I mean, all week.
Everybody thinks that fight is trash. Nobody's supporting that fight.
Whoa. You bugging. Nobody. I think that's a great fight. You tripping out. You crazy as shit.
Xander didn't have to.
Keith Thurman only losses against Manny Pacquiao, my nigga. Y'all bugged the fuck out.
No, we're not talking about the pot. But when it comes down to it, look, man, Xander didn't even fight this past weekend. And he's the most spoken about fighter of the entire boxing space today.
Right. Let's do another research real quick. I want to find out something. Shout out to Ness, man. He put me onto this. Let me see something here. Who is the.
You better not look up Instagram followers. I'm gonna be up. Something be upset with you. Click.
You gotta ask AI. Oh, no.
Don't do that shit. Followers, man.
Trending.
Fundora been in the ring with the bigger names, man. This shit is crazy. Y'all, this is crazy.
It's me, Xander Zayas, and Sebastian. Fundora.
One thing about it, Xander, he probably deserves to be on the A side.
You see that?
No.
Hold on.
What you asked Chat GPT? What you asked the AI?
Oh, this what we doing? We actually.
As of February 2026, is it on there?
Oh yeah, because
Xander Zayas appears to be the more heavily trending fighter, driven by his recent unification of the 154-pound division and the high-profile surprise appearance in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. While Sebastian Fundora remains a massive draw and top-tier champion, scheduled for a major pay-per-view against Keith Thurman in March, Zayas has recently captured more mainstream momentum. You know what I mean? Recent momentum. In early 2026, Zayas is considered one of the biggest, youngest stars in boxing. He became the unified WBA, WBO middleweight champion. Mainstream exposure, Zayas gained significant cultural trending power by joining Bad Bunny on a stage. In Super Bowl prestige, he's recognized as a fast rising star from Puerto Rico, frequently headlining at Madison Square Garden and now in his native Puerto Rico. That's right. He also has headlined in Madison Square Garden a few times. Sebastian Fundora, the towering
in the small room. Mention that. Say it's the small room.
Madison Square Garden, bro.
But salute panel.
Hey, Trini, what's good with you, family? Long time.
What's good, baby?
What's good?
Chilling.
I know Trini's about to come and tell the truth right now. He about to tell y'all. Go ahead, tell him.
It should have just been the unification enough, man, to put him over the top. Just that, man. Forget about the Bad Bunny shit and all that. And Treese, man, he is fight party worthy, man. Jump on the plane type shit. Go to the fight party worthy. That's what happened with it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's
come to NY. Come to NY in June when he see Kelly. I'll show you a real fight party. You invited, man. And just bring the ginger ale. I'm gonna supply the whiskey.
Say less. I'm with that. But I gotta say, man, I think
how easily he saw Treese got distracted right there. He heard that. He's like, I'll say less, man.
No, he was right. Hey, don't tempt me with a good time. But no, man. But I'm saying though, I think Fundora is the fight for Xander, because niggas ain't having a fight party for no fucking Josh Kelly. Fuck out of here. I don't care how many belts on the line. My nigga, that ain't fight party.
For Xander, they are. No, come on. So we can get past the Xander is the more popular.
But yo, quick question about the Midwest Mafia, man. As far as like members and shit. The wide-eyed cat behind Tiger Johnson. He a member of the Midwest Mafia?
Of course, Tiger Johnson, member of the Midwest Mafia. What kind of question is that?
No. The wide-eyed cat standing behind him during the scuffle. Is he a member of the Midwest Mafia?
I don't know that guy, because he was supposed to be. I don't know who that guy was. He looks like a New Yorkian. You feel me? Because Ohio niggas would have been in the mix, swanging and banging. I don't know who that guy was. But shout out to him.
He don't look now like a New York cat, man. Unless you're talking about some up. Now I ain't even gonna say upstate, man. Maybe a Hampton cat.
A Hampton cat. No, man, that's one of them upstate. Well, no, man, he might be in Buffalo or something like that. But no, because Buffalo niggas would have swung. No, I take that.
But you gotta take that. That's how I slipped up. I almost set up state too. I caught myself too.
No, word. But hey, man.
All right, let's dial it back.
Salute, Clay. You haven't heard my voice, but I've been hearing you, man. You've been cooking. Salute, coach.
No doubt. Oh, my God, ETB. There we go. We finally got some voices in here. This panel's turning special, man. Keon, everything boxing in the people, Keon. And we about to talk about Shakur too, so I'm happy.
What's good? I came on here for one reason.
Talk to me.
HLD. I'm messing with y'all. What's good
here? WWE style. Bring your ass in.
What's good with y'all? I just caught you, man. I want to get up here and cook with you. You on here late?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I changed the schedule up just for the next couple of days, and I'll be back on my regular time. But we're trying to figure out the face of 154 right now, man. We're really trying to figure it out. Coach Hector Bermudez up here, you know what I mean? Scholar among scholars.
Figured it out.
He's saying it's Sebastian Fundora. You see how he feeling. He feel like the
I don't have a problem with Sebastian Fundora. Like, to me, Sebastian Fundora is the toughest fighter to beat in that division. Well, it's kind of crazy I say that, right? Because I feel that Boots is the best fighter. Like, to me, I think that Boots beats everybody. But I think the most difficult fighter to deal with is Sebastian Fundora. Like, Sebastian Fundora, you know, like, ever since he learned how to fight on the outside, because he always knew how to fight on the inside. And I always told people, I said, once he learns how to control the distance and use his jab and fight on the outside, he's gonna be damn near, you know what I'm saying, impossible to beat. It's gonna take, I think, only fighter that can beat him in that division is gonna be Boots. And we're gonna be able to see a lot of how much he's ascended in this Keith Thurman fight, because Keith Thurman is very smart. He got a very high IQ, and you know, Keith Thurman, he got all the bags he could pull, all the tricks he could pull out of his bag. But I don't see him beating Sebastian Fundora, and I'm glad that my guy Errol Spence didn't take that fight, because Sebastian Fundora was going to do something real bad to Errol Spence. You know, everybody know I'm an Errol Spence guy, but you just got to keep it a buck.
Yeah, that's a fact. But hold on. If we're talking about the face, go ahead, Coach.
No, to piggyback on what he's saying, because he's saying Errol Spence's guy. Xander's my guy. But, you know, I love my flag. But like I said, I would never I'm not letting feelings sit in the judge's seat like HLD is. In boxing,
I've never mentioned the Puerto Rican thing, not once.
And you don't have to. It's written all over your voice.
Oh, man. You could keep Berlanga, bro. You could keep Berlanga if you want.
You can't even talk English without sneaking in a Spanish word. You both equal to the court. It's knowledge. It's knowledge over emotion.
Oh yeah.
And films don't lie. I love that my man came on here and said that. Right? Films don't lie. And resumes don't lie. My heart might have a favorite, but my breakdown would never have one. Right. So I have to keep it real with you guys. I know you guys it got a narrative going, and you're forgetting about Cordell Booker was only one loss. I know y'all thinking he's trash. But he was only like 23-1. Right. Fundora should deserve credit for trashing him. And like one thing Mike Tyson said, yeah, I fought bums, but I treated them like bums. He never went, toe to toe with them. Everybody, a lot of people, I hate the word bums, but for the sake of the argument, I would just say a lot of the fighters have to fight those type of guys to mold, right? But you can't be having split decisions with these people either, right? So I would pick. I gave you the breakdown of what the category is, and out of the five things, Fundora takes at least 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with if anybody's saying that they feel that Fundora is the best in that division. I don't have no problem with that, because man, he's difficult. Speaking of film study, that's how I caught you tonight, Clay. I came, I came to bed right now, and I always do my film study before I go to bed. I'm big on film study, and that's what I came to do right now. But I saw you on, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to jump on with my man.
No doubt. I appreciate that, but there's another part of this conversation that we are treading very lightly over, and we're not acknowledging the elephant in the room. The question is, who is the face of 154? The face, not who's the best. Xander's not the best.
The future is Xander.
The future is Xander, and the face. Right. This man was just on the halftime show, man. They looking for Xander.
The entire Hispanic nation There's probably over 300, 400 million in this entire continent on the Western Hemisphere. Saw this kid. He's on all the Spanish shows. I'm sorry. This kid is, by default, the face of 154. Is he the best? I think we got to see who the best is.
Right.
But I think as the face, the A-side shot caller, yeah, his name is Xander Zayas today.
Man, to me, all of that face of boxing and face of this and face of that, man, I'm kind of sick of hearing that shit to keep it a buck.
That's because Spence got knocked out.
It don't really mean nothing until they get in the ring and fight, because if you get in the ring and get your ass beat, what does that mean? What is it matter? If all of these guys at 154 pounds is going to fight each other, that ain't going to mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to mean nothing if they all going to fight each other. Now, if you pull a Tank and you know you ain't going to fight none of these guys, now then you can run with that in for a long time, and it's going to help you. But if you really plan on getting in there and fighting all of these guys, it only means something if you can beat all of them. It's subjective. All this face of the face of boxing, face of this and face of that. It is what it is.
It looks like it's going to land in the same place it did the other night when we were talking, which is these guys got to fight each other, and that's really what it's going to come down to.
No, only because you're a hell of a talker, and this is you controlling the panel, and you don't like Fundora being you don't like it, so we're just going to be at a standstill.
Out of.
I like that. I'm okay with that. I got no problem with that.
only one fighter at 154 has had another champion duck him, and then another supposedly top 2 or 1 in the division turn down the fight not once but 2 times. Now, if that's not dangerous, if that's not what it is, I don't know what can we call it. But those guys are not trying to fight the shot caller at 154 today.
The one guy that you said, though, you keep saying that shit, and but the guy chose to fight.
And Boots is still yet to mention Xander's name.
You see, he a silly guy, man. And
you don't want that fight. Trust me, Boots will hurt Xander Zayas.
Exactly. Bring it. But
I think that's the most difficult fight for Boots.
No, it ain't. Sebastian Fundora.
Fundora, exactly.
Sebastian Fundora is the most difficult fight for anybody in that division.
I got a feeling Fundora is getting ready to be exposed soon. I'm telling you, I got a feeling it's coming. I'm just telling you.
Sebastian Fundora is the most difficult fight for anybody in that division not named Boots. I'm telling you. Watch.
And then y'all got me feeling crazy because I'm low key fucking with Thurman on the fight with Fundora. That's what's got me feeling crazy.
I got Thurman smoking him. And then after that, I don't know about what are we gonna say about Fundora if he loses to Thurman?
HLD, your record ain't that good.
Yours ain't either, man.
Your batting average is horrible.
Hey,
your batting average is horrible.
I got Xander over Fundora.
I'm still waiting on that.
Hey, let's let everybody boxing talk for a second. What do you mean about his record?
What happened? What you say, my dude?
I want everybody to please be quiet and let you talk and speak on what you're saying about his record ain't good. Because I'm not privy to that information.
Who, HLD? Yeah. Man, all his picks is wrong. If he picks somebody, just pick the opposite. Because all his shit is wrong all the time.
Not.
All the time.
Coach, they're writing me because, hey, I had Tio. I had Tio versus Shakur. That's my guy. So I was.
Who else?
Yes.
Who else though? You stopping it short. You had a keep going.
That's it, because we don't check for you. I mean, I'll let you.
Did you pick? I'm assuming you picked Matias in that Dalton Smith fight too.
Oh hell no! I'm not a Matias guy. Never been. Never been. You see, I don't write that Rican flag like Coach be trying to say. I never was a Matias guy. I thought he always was an exciting walking punching bag.
Wait, hold on one second.
Didn't you pick Canelo to beat Crawford?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, Canelo, yeah, by knockout. By knockout.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely picked Canelo. Hold on one second. Let Reyes Bill real quick because he's only in for a second and then he's about to dip off. He's out celebrating his son. Happy birthday to his son. What's up, Reyes?
Hey, thanks, guys. So, sorry I'm not here for my normal co-hosting duties, but the times are all differently shifting. How's the voice, by the way? Do I sound like Alberto, or does my voice sound okay?
You sound loud
as HLD does.
Yo,
bro.
you are loud. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to make sure, man, because I don't want to trip you guys up. You guys are doing your thing. If the audio is gonna suck, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that. But hold on, let me try.
Yeah, I can't. I was trying to do it myself.
Speak up if you're speaking, Reyes, because we can't hear you now.
Clay, how does it sound now?
I mean, you're talking softer, but it's still loud.
Oh, really? Shit.
Just go ahead, man. Spit it out.
Yeah, just.
I don't want people to think I'm too loud, bro. No, so how about this, Clay?
Perfect.
That sounds good. Go ahead.
Does that sound terrible or?
It sounds better. Perfect. It sounds better. Go ahead.
On point.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds better. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll make it as fast as I can. I don't want to ruin the show. Obviously, the panel's hot today. Hector Bermudez, coach. We appreciate you, but we feel the Xander hate, so it's all good. I'm just messing with Coach Hector Bermudez on that one. But in terms of 154, Clay, we discussed this for like 6 hours the other night. We know that the minute Fundora dropped the WBO because he was sidestepping people, that dropped them way down. Because you just, how are you gonna, if the goal is to be the best in your division, how are you literally gonna drop a belt just so that you don't have to fight somebody? That's ridiculous. Xander Zayas is number one, like it or not, because not only are we talking mainstream popularity, but the fact of the matter is he has 2 to 4 belts. And if belts matter, then he's got 2 to 4. That puts him at number one. And other than that, yeah, man, I'm with you, Clay, as you know, right? We're in a great spot in terms of 154. Everybody can fight everybody. Hopefully nobody sidesteps. We're already hearing news that Josh Kelly and Xander is trying to work something out. So that's great news. And we'll see, man. Fundora, we'll see, bro. All I know is I just finished walking through the MGM, saw my guys, Jabberwockies, and they got a poster up, but not a lot of people are really interested in Fundora Thurman. Respectfully, Treese, respectfully. Not a lot of people in Vegas are interested in Fundora Thurman. And by the way, shout out to Lester Martinez. And I'm forgetting right now, Clay, because we talked about it earlier, but he's fighting for the WBC interim 168 pounds on Pro Box on the same night, Claymore. What's that tell you? Free boxing, Lester Martinez,
It's also
I'm in on that. So, and then I'll end with this, and then I'll get off because I don't want to mess up you guys' show again. Thanks for letting me come on. I'll be back to my normal co-hosting soon, Clay, when we go back to the regular times. But why are we not talking about Shakur Stevenson being Shakur Money Stevenson right now? We need to shift the conversation so I can listen to all of you guys try to tell me that we're not living in the Shakur era anymore. We in the Shakur era, Claymore. We in the Shakur era. All right? The money, the S on Shakur and the S on Stevenson should be dollar signs because everybody's trying to fight Shakur. Conor Benn's trying to fight Shakur. Ryan Garcia is trying to fight Shakur. Everybody's trying to fight Shakur except one man, and that's Devin Haney. All right, Clay, I'm out.
What? Get the fuck out of here. Bye, Ray. He bullshitting. Oh, he bullshitting. No, he didn't try to make my nigga Devin seem like a duck. Is that Shakur on the fucking
That is 100% Shakur. That is T.O. and the Gorillas. Getting them out of here, bro. Getting them out of here, bro.
That's funny as hell.
Getting him out of here, bro.
It's funny y'all brought that up because I'm watching the Shakur and Devin sparring right now. I'm watching they keep trying to put them clips up to make it look like Devin was getting with Shakur. Why they ever put the full sparring up? But Shakur was getting in his ass. Now, since we on that subject,
Let's segue into it. Let's go. Let's talk about Shakur.
Everybody, all these Devin Haney fanatics, and I like Devin. Devin is a good fighter, but Devin ain't a great fighter. Devin does nothing better than Shakur. Nothing at all. But hold.
He blows up.
He hold a lot better. No, he don't. No, he don't. No, he don't have a better jab. He don't have better feet. Devin's feet is moving in like Devin uses his feet like to basically get out of the way. Shakur uses his feet because Shakur has subtle movements where he's still at that mid range to where he can still fire back on your ass. Devin can't. Their feet work is way different, but Shakur's footwork is way better than Devin's because he's mastered the mid range. He's mastered the mid range. When you get in mid range with Devin, what does he have to do? He have to hold you to get out of danger. He got to hold you, or he'll move far back, way out of range.
But
I'm telling you, I study these fighters. I study thousands of hours of film. If you think that Devin is on Shakur Stevenson's level, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be real sorry down the line. Devin is a good fighter, but he's not great.
All right, so Keon, let me
got a lot of flaws.
Let me bring this into what it's really about at this point, right? At this point, Shakur Stevenson is coming off of a super signature victory over Teofimo Lopez in a dominating performance. He's just been pushed up to number 3 on the pound for pound list, right? He's just been pushed up there. He's in his bag right now. Conor Benn is talking about fighting him, talking about sending him an offer. He's going to do the rehydration clause. Ryan Garcia and his team are rumoring that Ryan may be willing to come down to 140 and fight him, right? To fight Shakur Stevenson. Even Devin Haney is putting it out there that he wants to fight Shakur Stevenson. For the panel, is there an argument to say that Shakur Stevenson may be the money man, maybe the face of boxing to a degree, the most sought after fighter right now by the biggest bags of money in the game right now?
Yeah, that's for sure. But you remember, Clay, I was the one that was telling everybody it was going to be like this. I said it's going to be shit or get off the pot, and things were going to change when Turkey got in the game. All of that shit, I like PBC, but they was doing a lot of, we know the shit that they was doing. They was doing a lot of bullshit and a lot of smoke and mirrors. Now, when he came in the game, he changed, right? Because in order to ascend to the top, you got to be the best fighter. And the only way you can be the best fighter is by beating the best competition. It ain't no more getting these big paydays, being able to move around fighting the best competition. And
thank you, DJ. We appreciate that, Queen. We appreciate
Shakur
that. Read that for the people, Claymore. I think
they can read. Hold on. On this channel. I ain't reading for. They can read. They got. Hold
on. We know this. We know that Devin her God salute, but I'm just telling y'all what it is. He's a good fighter. He's not on Shakur's level, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as this is Shakur the money man, yeah, because he's always been willing to fight everybody. He called out everybody in the past, and eventually things were gonna change. Tables were gonna turn. Just like Errol Smith used to say, tables turn. Eventually, tables will turn. All you got to do is stay patient and continue to win. And tables are turning.
I've been hearing KEYSHAWN being more vocal about fighting Devin Haney than motherfucking Shakur has.
Why y'all? Hold on. Let me say this. Why y'all trying to make niggas move up to 147?
And nobody. That's my point. Nobody.
You know why? Because
wait. Hold on, HLD. Nobody trying to make nobody do shit. We heard KEYSHAWN. We heard KEYSHAWN big mouth ass after he won a 140 fight. Say, Devin Haney. Why you?
No, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about KEYSHAWN. I'm talking about Shakur. Y'all keep on. Oh man, Shakur. Y'all trying to make. Hold on, hold on.
Said he
Y'all
fight
trying to
Conor
push narratives that Shakur is afraid of Devin Haney. For what?
He said
Like
he'll fight
if
Conor. He
oh,
said he'll fight Conor Ben. If you're going to
with a
say
One at a time.
rehydration
One
clause.
at a time.
Stop leaving shit out. When he
Wait,
said it with a rehydration clause.
hold
Devin
up.
said he's not gonna do no rehydration clause.
Wait. You can't do that. You ain't gonna do that here, bro. Let Keon finish what he was doing, Toledo. You save it up. He's about to land the plane, and you can come in and say what you're saying. But we can't hear y'all talking over each other. And I definitely want to hear the build. I don't want just to be hot. I want to hear this build because I think this conversation needs to be had. I think that Shakur Stevenson is in a very interesting position right now. And I think that Devin Haney 2 weeks ago was in this position. I think 2 to 3 weeks ago, Devin Haney was legitimately the money. He seemed to be the guy who was the biggest fight, the biggest amount of money for any fighter. But Shakur seems to be sneaking into the spot a little bit just by the attention he's getting, even from Devin Haney. He's now saying he wants to fight Shakur. And Shakur seems to be the one dictating the terms. He's telling Conor Ben, rehydration clause, we get the fight. And Conor Ben's like, okay. Ryan Garcia seems to be ready to come down to fight Shakur. He's not saying, hey, man, I'm not interested in Shakur, but if he comes up here, I'll fight him. He seems to be interested in Shakur. And Devin Haney is not conceding to the rehydration clause, but at the same time, he seems to be the one more interested in the fight with Shakur than Shakur is with him, off the strength that Shakur is really taking his time and saying, I'm not going to go up to 147 after I just got to 140. He has all the options. Devin Haney still doesn't have an opponent. So who's really running it?
But Clay, this is what.
So let me say what I'm saying, okay? Since we on that.
Bill, right quick, Shalito, and you got it next.
Yeah. Let me say what I'm saying because you interrupted me, right?
Yeah,
because what I'm saying is all the Devin Haney fans, y'all try to push a narrative to make it look like that. Oh, he's so afraid of Devin Haney. He'll fight Conor Ben at 147, but he won't fight Devin Haney. He told both of them the same thing. I'm not a 147 pounder. I'm willing to fight each fighter if they're willing to do a rehydration clause. If it ain't no rehydration clause, I'm not going to 147, right? What do I need to go to 147 for? So if Devin really wants to fight, y'all pretending like, oh man, he Debo and he this and that and he this and that. If he's the one that's calling for the fight, like y'all say, okay, well, he has to be the one that's willing to make some compromise to make the fight happen. You can't call for a man to come from 135 to 147. He only had one fight at 140, right? And force him up to your division and then saying that you dictating the terms. No, if you really want to fight, say, okay, we can sit down, we can negotiate, right? I know you're not at 100. I know you're not a 147 pounder. I'm not a 140 pounder no more. So we can, you know what I'm saying? We can dictate something. If I heard Bill was like, no, ain't no rehydration clause. So what is y'all talking about? That man ain't a 147 pounder. So stop trying to run with these narratives to try to make it look like that everybody is so afraid of Devin Haney. Now, as far as the money, man, yeah, Shakur is the one right now. Devin was in that position before, right? Devin had that. He had the ball in his hand when he fought Ryan Garcia. He had the ball in his hand, right? All you had to do is go out there and get the job done. We know Ryan Garcia was on whatever he was on, right? And whatever happened, but he had the ball in his hand. He dropped it. Shakur got it. He got the ball now. Now it's up to Shakur to take the ball and run with it. But he is the one that everybody's calling for because they know how much he got paid, right? They know everybody was tuned in. All eyes was on him and in a big fight. And he dominated. And everybody, all the fans is talking about it, right? All the shows is talking about it. Now is when you hear people talk is everybody's talking about, oh, how you can beat Shakur. Everybody got the answer how they can beat Shakur. Okay.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the Floyd Mayweather shit.
All right, Keon, let me hear Toledo
all
build
I
on
gotta
this.
say is because he bullshitting. Now, first off, I definitely heard Shakur say skills can pay the bills. I don't need a rehydration clause for Conor Ben. So I need you to say that shit because he definitely didn't mention no rehydration clause for Conor Ben. So why the fuck you need a rehydration clause for Devin Haney, gang? You see what I'm saying? If you can go up there for Conor Ben with no rehydration,
Hold on, Keon. Let him go. Let him build. I see Keon went on mute. He took the mute off.
Man said my skills can pay the bills at 147. I can go up there and I can beat Conor Benn with no rehydration. Why aren't you talking like that type of bravado when it comes to Devin Haney, my guy? And then so the way that y'all talking, it sound like if Devin Haney was the money guy 2 weeks ago when he had his fight, well, Shakur the money guy. So fuck, next week when Ryan fight, Ryan gonna be the money guy. That's what it sound like to me. And then
that ain't what I said, so stop putting words in my mouth.
You literally just said Shakur said that he's a 140, but he literally tells you, nigga, I don't need a rehydration for Conor Benn. Why don't you need one for Conor Benn, but you need one for Devin Haney? That shit is bullshit. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, my nigga. If you can come up here for him, if I'm Devin Haney, nigga, you need to come up here for me. Fuck the rehydration. Fight me. No rehydration, gang. If you can do it for him, you can do it for me. You tell me you the champ. You just be, and for the record, that Teofimo fight, you guys is prisoner of the moment.
Bro, you gotta stop lying, bro. I never said that shit. So you gotta stop lying, bro.
You literally just came. That's literally what the fuck you just said.
Clay, did I not say that? Did I not say that Conor Benn? He told Conor Benn a rehydration clause and Devin Haney. That's what I said. You getting up here whipping shit around, lying and shit, dog. If you don't talk, stop lying.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. It's one thing. Wait, Toledo, wait, right? It's one thing to say what you're saying, right? It's cool, right? Hold on a second. Let me just bring this up real quick because I just want to put this to rest so everybody understands. Because from my understanding, Shakur Stevenson is telling everybody Conor Benn was actually the first person he asked for the rehydration clause on. He said it the night Conor Benn beat Chris Eubank. He sent out the Twitter and says, I want the same fight with Conor Benn with a rehydration clause. But on top of that, here's something else. Let's go to the video.
Did you see the Ariel Helwani interview?
Hold on. That was earlier, but he changed it up, obviously. He thought about it, right? He changed it up. And that's what kind of makes him a boss a little bit off the strength that he can do that, right? But watch this.
Okay. so you didn't tell him, hey, Eddie, I want that.
Oh, no, I messaged him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what message. I'll tell you. I said, if he's going to call me out, I'm going to make my presence known. I want to do Shakur next. I was talking to him today, and he's adamant he wants the rehydration clause. I said, I'll do it for numbers, all right? So
you were willing to even do the hydration clause?
I would do the hydration clause, because you know what? I'm disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined. Like, I mean, my discipline is unquestioned. You know, so for me, getting the weight down and doing it right, you won't see me doing our Eubank business, posting like sympathy, even on like sweatsuit and that. I'll do the weight properly. And ultimately, it comes at a price. It definitely comes at a price. And that's what that fight would be. And do I fancy that fight? Yes, because I love the challenge of it. Right. It is a future pound for pound grade. I think he's too small. I wouldn't try and box him. I wouldn't try and counter. I'd just steam straight into him. I'd steam into him. I'd fight him. I would take it to him and rough him up.
Give me your honest.
Okay.
All right. So right there, Shakur is even across the board. Conor Benn has acknowledged and conceded to the terms and conditions. People can change their minds, bro. People have conversations. Terrence Crawford said he wouldn't fight Canelo Alvarez because his weight classes. Then he looked at the fight. He looked at Canelo. And he thought about it, and he came back and said he wanted to fight, bro. What's most important is where we at now, not where we started. If we want to play that game, then we just never going to get nowhere. The reality is that Shakur Stevenson has laid the terms and conditions out for anybody at 147. Devin Haney included, Conor Benn obviously in the conversation, and Conor Benn's willing to concede to Shakur. Why? He said it, for the money. He said for the money, he would do it. So that's letting you know that there's money fighting Shakur. Right? We all know the affiliations with Eddie Hearn, Turkey Al-Sheikh, Shakur Stevenson, Conor Benn, they all underneath that same umbrella as far as where the money's going to be coming from. Now, Devin Haney, where's his leverage? Where is his leverage at the table to make these fights happen? He's not able to make any fights happen. That's my point. One way or the other, but speak to it.
He's a Turkey fighter as well, though. You just literally said that all the money is coming from the same pot. So how is one guy a money fighter and one guy not when all the money coming from the same pot?
Why is Devin not able to make the fights happen?
What you mean he's not able to make the fight? What you talking about? I think there's Lewis Cochran fight would be. Go ahead.
There's two different things here, I think, and you spoke on it just right now. Both guys are Turkey fighters, so both are gonna bring a bag. But it's apparently right now, with the prison of the moment, how things are, Shakur seems to have more options on the table than Devin Haney has. And I think and that's not very. They're right now backtracking this rematch that should be happening with Ryan Garcia if he's to beat Barrios. And now they're saying that they don't want him. So who's Devin Haney going to fight then? Now, as far as the rehydration clause, my problem with it is, and yeah, I mean, he may think he is probably the ASAC versus Conor Ben, but Teofimo, had he beat Shakur, was not going to be asking for no rehydration clause versus Devin Haney. I know that for a fact. So if this kid wants to be the GOAT, wants to be the best, he's got to. Terrence Crawford did not ask for a rehydration clause. He can't be trying to move down like Mayweather did, trying to catch weights and rehydration clauses and guys. No, man, go up there and whoop that. But in the interviews with Tio, what they were talking about size, and he said that, yo, man, skills pays the bills. So I agree with that to a sense. Now, does he change his mind? I guess he probably did. But Shakur, is he the money man? He's got money behind Turkey, but is he gonna sell out? Is he gonna have another sellout like he did with Tio? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Terrence Crawford, 37 years old. Shakur, 28 years old. Like that's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford wasn't going up 3 weight divisions at 28 years old. So you're trying to make him so y'all trying to the fans and Devin Haney, like you trying to force him to go up to a weight division to where he said for years that he don't even know if he gonna get up that far in weight. And if he does, 47 will be his max later on in his career, like when he in his career. We can't compare him to Terrence Crawford that was not doing things like this at 28 years old.
Crawford didn't have the opportunity. Crawford didn't have the opportunity to do that at 28 years old. And this kid does. Now you're going to go up to 147 to fight for nothing because there's not going to be nothing on the line versus going against a champion and becoming then a 5-division champion? There's legacy on the line if you fight Devin Haney. What the hell is there for Conor?
But I agree. There's legacy on the line, but it doesn't have to happen now. And I don't have to make it uncomfortable for myself. I can get acclimated and take my time. I don't need to jump up right now and just fight Devin Haney because the world tells me I need to. I can have a game plan. Devin Haney moves to the drum of his own beat as well. He moves accordingly. He doesn't sit there and he already said, I'm not, cutting no weight to come over here. I'm not doing rehydration, and he should. So the fight doesn't have to happen right now. Hold on, I want to put this up there.
Okay, so let me say this real quick. Remember this, right? Remember, Devin Haney tried to get Boots to stay at 147. Boots said, "Okay, well, I can't stay at 147. Let's fight at a catch weight at 152." Right? What did Bill and them say? And Devin said it out of his own mouth. Nah, I couldn't do that. 152. That's I can't do that. But now. They just said Xander Zayas is food. So what is we talking about? You see, it's good for one, but when you start, digging into the shit that Devin and his team say, now we don't want to talk about that. Because why they ain't go up to 152 and fight Boots? If he was
trying to wait. Hold on. I just want to play this real quick. It's a very important part.
Thinking rehydration clauses. Either it's 147 or 140. That's the truth.
So, I mean, that's going to get a lot of people thinking like, hey, what happened to the Ryan and Devin rematch now?
Well, that's the thing, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Devin says yes, but have you heard the father lately? He keeps on saying, nah, we don't want it. We don't want it. Man, he knows us. I would honestly say that Ryan fights Devin Haney, he'll end his career. People might disagree with me on that, but this is the truth. Ryan's very dangerous right now. He's totally focused. He beat Devin Haney, okay, when he was 30%.
This is not what I thought it was going to be, so that kind of sucks. I thought this was going to be what he says that he was wanting to go down.
I was about to say.
Yeah, there was another clip of that.
I know that's not the clip. I'm gonna find it.
But you saw what Devin Haney tweeted today?
I'm gonna find it.
Devin Haney tweeted today that ship has sailed versus Ryan Garcia's capping, saying that Ryan Garcia dropped out of Vada. And I'm like, he's in Vada. What are we talking about? So even Devin Haney today said that ship has sailed, coming up with some fake narrative that Ryan Garcia is not involved with Vada.
How you know? How you know he's still in Vada?
He just put out his latest test results.
Really? When do those? When do those?
And it's Vada, and at the same time, that's part of the thing that he has with the WBC. He's got no choice. He's got no choice but to be signed up to Vada. There's a lot of posturing in this game, bro, and that's why a lot of the stuff that comes out of these guys' mouth, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It really don't. Bottom line is, it comes down to who's got the money, who's going to pay, and if Turkey wants him, Shakur's going to fight who Turkey wants him to fight. Same thing with Devin Haney. Simple as that.
But I'm trying to get to the bottom of when I heard Claymore say that Shakur is the money. Like, what's the?
I'm not saying he is. I'm asking. I'm basically saying that things are moving around, and I'm asking. Look, if you don't feel like he is, I have no problem with that. But I'm saying that there's a legitimate argument out there for Shakur right now.
I feel all these guys are. That's what I'm saying, because, like I say, all the money's coming from the same pot. All these guys are. But I'm saying, I heard somebody say something about options, and I'm saying, does he have more options because he's like straggling between two weight classes, like at 140? Are we factoring in 140 fights and 147 fights?
I'm saying he has the options because he seems to be the more attractive opponent for a lot of fights. And I know a lot of people want to say, oh, because Shakur's the easiest. I think that would be just dumb to say personally, because I think clearly Shakur Stevenson, number 3 on the pound per pound list, he's one of the most difficult fighters to be in the ring with. I think it's because that Madison Square Garden sellout event that he headlined and the performance he put on there has put him as a must-see. He's trending just like Xander. He's trending in the space right now. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, he's trending like that. Now, Devin is a great fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? He has his own thing going on. Bill's done a great job with him. But look, man, things can move around. He doesn't always have to be on top of the game. And right now, I think there's an argument out there to say that Shakur is in his bag right now, and he's a very sought-after fighter, where Devin doesn't seem to be sought after. I don't see people trying to fight him. He's looking like he's calling out Xander. Xander's looking at Josh Kelly. He's calling out Lewis Crocker. Lewis Crocker's looking at Liam Paro. He's calling out KEYSHAWN. KEYSHAWN's like, I got options. Even though KEYSHAWN did what he did in the ring, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, KEYSHAWN's looking at it like, yo, if I go get me a belt in the division, I can come to the table. I'll never be the A side, but I can get a bigger piece of the pie and negotiate from a more respectable space if I bring a title to it. So he's thinking like, nah, it's chess, not checkers. He realizes that there's no pressure on me. There's pressure on Devin. His management is letting it be known like, yo, the pressure's on Devin to find a fight and make a fight and do something special with the momentum he's built off of that victory he got on Brian Norman. You don't got that pressure. You just came back from a layoff, just came off of a great victory on one of the best cards of the year, packed out Madison Square Garden, got a nasty-ass stoppage on it, potentially stoppage of the year candidate, even though, you know, Bruce was obviously, Shushu was on that same card, but KEYSHAWN's in a great space, so he's not pressed to do nothing that's not going to be an advantage to him monetarily like that, right? He's thinking like, I can get you later. You're not retiring no time soon. You're like a year or two older than me. I don't need to fight you right now. And Shakur's thinking the same shit. We're going to fight probably later on. We got those names, but I don't need to fight you right now.
But it's a lot of guys that I'm hearing Shakur not talking about fighting either though. Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm hearing him, so he gonna fight Conor Ben, who not in his division. He talking about not fighting KEYSHAWN. He's talking about maybe fighting Lamont Roach, kind of, sort of, possibly, hope, maybe. But it's like, to me, I don't see. I think Devin. I can't be mad at Devin Haney because niggas is telling you that I don't want to fight you because it looks like you're too good.
No, I'm not saying be mad at Devin. I'm saying Devin's moving the way he got to move. Like, there's nothing about being mad at him, but I'm just saying on the landscape of the conversation, Shakur seems to be the guy in the driver's seat right now. It seems to be up to him to point and be like, you're it. You're it. It seems like he has that type of power right now. It doesn't seem like Devin is wielding the same energy right now. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about ducking. I see Joseph Jackson say ducking. He's not ducking. He's saying he's legitimately in another weight division. he knows Devin Haney more than any of us does. And he's saying that dude is too big for me right now. I'm a 135 pounder that's at 140 right now, and I'm not ready to go to 147. So if Devin's trying to fight me right now at 147, he's not fighting a fighter, in my opinion, that is as confident as you should want Shakur to be to fight him. He's looking to take advantage, if he's pushing it like that, of a Shakur who's clearly telling his face he's not ready for that fight right now.
And this is why I never wanted the fucking Shakur and TLC. This is it. Remember, Claymore, I told you this shit.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
This is exactly what the fuck I did not.
No, but this is life.
But he's stagnating boxing, gang.
No, he's not stopping.
But Clay,
he just pushed boxing forward one to
Clay, Clay, how is he saying that he's not ready for the fight?
Stagnating boxing because he's stagnating 2 divisions right now, my nigga.
Clay.
You literally got your toe dipped in at 147, and you stagnating.
He don't got his toe tipped nowhere near 147.
Why the fuck
Clay.
are you talking about Conor being in Devin Haney then if your toe ain't in that motherfucker then? Stop looking at the niggas you're not finna jump in. Get the
Conor
fuck
away
away
from that man got no title.
Clay.
Hold on.
But where is he?
Go ahead, Keon.
Okay, Clay, I heard you say that he's saying, telling Devin that he's not ready, but no, he's telling everybody at 147, I'm willing to fight, but I'm not fighting without a rehydration clause. It ain't like that he said that to one man and didn't tell the other man. So if Devin Haney, right, out of the two is the only one that's saying, I'm not willing to make no compromise, what is we talking about? Is it Shakur or is it Devin that really don't want to fight then? If Devin is the only one that's saying, well, Devin didn't say that, right? So let me get it right. Bill said it's for Devin. So if his team is the only one that's saying ain't no rehydration clause, I'm trying to understand, how are you going to make somebody move up that's not in your division and dictate how they move up? Do you really want to fight? Do you really want Shakur?
But he's the champ.
Let me say hold on, wait, everybody, hold on, because we got a new guy on the board, and I want to give him a chance to talk. Hold on, FaZe, how you doing? I never seen you up here before. Welcome to the channel, bro.
I'm doing good, Clay. I talked to you a couple times on Fly. What's up with y'all?
No doubt. Oh, on Freaking Flyer show?
Yeah,
okay.
A couple times. Yeah, I kept on asking you questions and shit. But it's not gonna happen at 147 with nobody, because nobody gonna sign the rehydration clause. I heard you talking, and I heard you say that you think Shakur got momentum, but he ain't got no attraction like how Floyd coming up, where he could tell somebody that shit and they'll be like, well, I do it because it's Floyd, it's big money, and he is the ultimate attraction. Shakur is like on the same level, like as far as attraction as them other guys, so he can't even really, he's trying to lose leverage that I don't even really think that he really got over them guys right now. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's trying to, he's trying to get into that point where he can just, pick and choose and stuff like that. I think Shakur needs to just keep on going down the gauntlet of different styles, and then it's going to show eventually, like, pound for pound, number one. I could pick anybody to fight. I'm for sure the best fighter in the world. I think he should push for the best fighter in the world trademark instead of just starting to, trying to get to be the rock star Shakur already.
I mean, I think that your take is for the most part fair, right? Because I kind of agree with you in the sense that you're right. It's not a Floyd thing. It's definitely not a Floyd thing, right? But there's something about being sought after that gives you leverage at a negotiating table. It just does. When somebody comes knocking at your door and says, FaZe, I want you to do something for me, you have the leverage to dictate terms, numbers. You have that ability to do that.
Who's calling them?
Devin Haney and his team is calling for Shakur. That's what I'm saying. How are you calling for him, but then you're not willing to compromise knowing that he's not in your division? It'll be different if Shakur would say, I want Devin Haney next. I want Devin Haney. And then Shakur would be, then I would be saying, okay, well, if you calling for Devin Haney, well, then you got to be.
That's the thing.
Yeah. If you're calling for Devin, then you got to go by his term. He's calling for you. So what are we talking about?
I heard Shakur call for Devin before KEYSHAWN came in the picture, and
he never called for Devin.
Devin
answer the question.
You talking about 135 for undisputed?
No, I'm talking about like I remember him before KEYSHAWN got off that suspension saying that he was going to go to 147 to fight. Devin.
He never said that.
That's what
he
I
never
heard.
said that. You never heard that. I guarantee you never heard that. He was asked a question, and he said he was asked a question. Would he be willing to go up? And he said, "Yeah, the same terms, the same terms that I gave Conor Ben." They asked him a question. He didn't bring it up.
It was probably teased because every time it's a fight, Turkey said he got a big announcement to make, and I guess this was before KEYSHAWN had came off that suspension. But I don't think Devin need Shakur Stevenson. Devin and Shakur should do the same thing I said and just go down that gauntlet still. Like they're still
two different paths. They're in two different paths. I really believe that. I really believe that.
But I think that's what Shakur is speaking on. I think that's the whole point, right? Shakur is basically saying that where me and you made sense at 135, maybe even 140, now that you've gone up to 147, you're completely in your bag. It's almost respectful what Shakur is saying. I'm respecting that this is a different level, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not sitting out here campaigning at 147. I hand cherry-picked Conor Ben the same way Terrence Crawford hand-picked, cherry-picked Canelo, and I see something in him separate from all other 147 pounders that I feel I can take advantage of. And then he thought about it some more and said, bro, I don't know, maybe somebody talked to him, maybe he watched some video, and he was like, no, you know what? I want to fight Conor Ben, but I want the rehydration clause he put on Chris Eubank. That's a separate conversation. That's not Shakur saying I'm coming to compete at 147. I'm coming to campaign. That's a fight he's just trying to make with Conor Ben the same way Terrence did. It's not a key to say, oh, Conor Ben, oh, then it's up now. You need to be fighting Brian Norman Jr. You need to fight Mario Barrios. You need to fight Devin Haney. Everybody, right? That's not what that is.
And you know why, Clay? And you know why he said? Because he said he would love to go to the UK, and he know that fight would be a huge fight in the UK.
And that's my point. It's like who's really sought after, because Devin want to fight Conor Ben. Rolly talking about fighting Conor Ben. And Shakur want to fight Conor Ben. They thinking, I guess, that UK Wembley,
100,000 fans.
So who really saw after? That's why I say Shakur and Devin should just keep fighting styles, become the best pound for pound, and let it play out. But they not on that rock star level. They both
that fight, like again, man. The one they talking a lot out here, man. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The only person that can, like I said, if Turkey says I want you guys to fight this summer, he's gonna make that fight happen. Simple as that. If he wants,
I agree.
If he wants Shakur and Devin Haney to fight this summer, it's gonna happen. Whatever fight next is gonna happen is gonna involve Turkey. And it just doesn't matter. So all this posturing and all this stuff, what bothers me right now about Devin Haney is this backtracking of not wanting to get his lick back with Ryan Garcia. Because I think that's the fight that I want to see next if Ryan Garcia pulls it off in the next 2 weeks.
Well, that's the biggest fight in boxing. If Ryan Garcia gets a knockout next week, if that's a big if Ryan Garcia knocks out Barrios, the biggest fight in boxing, hands down, is Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. It ain't a bigger fight in boxing than that. Okay, who your name is.
But then you got Devin Haney today, so I don't know where the gossip goes from here, because there's a lot of gossip. But why is Devin Haney putting on Twitter today that ship has sailed to fight Ryan Garcia because he dropped out of VADA? When I'm like, what are you talking about? The guy just put out his VADA test results, and he's enrolled with the WBC in the VADA program on obligation. So why is he backtracking, not wanting to fight Ryan Garcia? Does he think he's going to end their career if he gets another face planted again, or what's the deal? What's going on there? I don't get that. I really don't get that. And that's the only reason why I want Ryan Garcia to beat Barrios, is because I want to see this rematch.
Yeah, here it is right here. He did say it 10 hours ago.
Yeah, that shit wow. That shit wow.
He said when he dropped out of VADA testing. Two-Tone, shout out to my guy Two-Tone. asked him directly and said, if Ryan wins and looks sharp, does that put him back in the mix for you, or are you focused strictly on new challenge at 147? He responded, ship sailed when he dropped out of VADA testing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Page.
where is this coming from, though? Where is this coming from? Because Ryan just posted that he is in VADA. He just was recently tested not too long ago. So, what, like, where are they getting that from that he dropped out? Like, I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm not saying that he did. I just want to know more information. Like, where is this coming from?
They don't have to list. They don't. The VADA does not list everybody who's enrolled. They just don't. This whoever is in charge of the website, whenever the fuck they feel like putting a name on there.
So did he drop out, or is he still? Because I mean, doesn't this fight?
He's obligated.
Yeah, doesn't this fight? Yeah, doesn't he have to be testing right now for this Barrios fight? So I'm trying to make it make sense.
Go to Ryan Garcia's page and you'll see he has it up there. His latest test results.
He said he's not in 365 testing.
Well, yeah, then you have him pay for that. Ain't nobody on 365, bro. That's just, well, we got to stop that nonsense.
I mean, look, this is how I feel about it. As long as they come to agreement to where it's 12-week testing, 12 weeks of testing, right? It ain't no way that he should be saying that he don't want his get back against Ryan Garcia.
And
right?
that's not
12
true.
weeks.
Bumgarner had 365 testing as well as Canelo when he tested positive. They had to do 365 VADA testing. That's not true what you're saying, HLD.
I'm saying 12 weeks is all you need.
No, I'm talking about HLD when he said nobody does 365 testing. I'm saying that's not true. Alicia Baumgartner had to go through 365 VADA testing.
Well, let's go to the WBC side.
Do it too.
But I'm saying that then we got to go back to what, like I said, because he's in the WBC and he got suspended at the, they told him that he's going to be out and he's going to have to do VADA testing.
Yeah. Also, I just want to be clear, right? You said something specific, Toledo. Alicia Baumgartner was required to. If Ryan Garcia is not required to, then that's a whole different conversation. I want to hold on 1 second. I want to bring in Coach Hector Bermudez because he's been recently blocked out because you ghetto ass motherfuckers won't let him talk.
Especially them Puerto Ricans.
Coach, I know Coach ain't raising his voice for nobody, so y'all gonna have to let him speak. He gonna be methodical, so be patient. Let's go. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I don't cut nobody off, man.
I know.
I appreciate everybody's fire tonight, right?
Yes.
But let's ground it in tape. Knowledge over emotions. Right?
Yes, sir.
I don't move off rhetoric. I move off what film shows. So I would say here's the truth. Shakur Stevenson is cleaner. Is cleaner than Devin Haney across the board. I'm sorry, Stock Chaser, and he's in the chat. But Stevenson is cleaner. He's more efficient. His footwork, tighter defense, sharper stance control, distance control. He makes guys miss by inches without wasting any energy. But that doesn't mean Shakur just walks through him. Because remember, style makes fights. Haney's jab, his size, his clinch game is crazy. And I think the night of mentality, that's the thing. The night of mentality could grind out a decision. Shakur's, he was top 3 pound for pound for a reason. His pure boxing skill is A side. But Haney's the business. And jumping, Haney's jumping divisions too, taking bigger risks, is headlining the profile. He's profiling on big cards, and so I think that builds a little bit of leverage. So who would dictate the terms? Depends on whatever weight they decide, venue. I would still think that Bill Haney have a huge say-so in that, and I think he would be the A side. I think Devin got the edge there. So I'll leave everybody with this. Here's the lesson that I'm taking from the topic of the day, the 154 pound weight class. I'm Boricua, right? So I would say love your fighters, whoever you're fighting for. I would say wave your flags high, but never let loyalty blind you to the work. In boxing and in life, real respect comes from studying the craft deeper than your feelings. I see that a lot. I see that with HLD. His feelings is always on the table. I just say stay profound, stay honest. Knowledge keeps you standing when emotions knock you down. So I think it's a good talk today. The chat is cooking, and I'm also enjoying listening to you guys.
Awesome. That right there was honest, fair, and objective. Like I said, I don't know who the A side is. The conversation's on the table because I'm seeing Shakur moving. Devin can very well be the A side, but I'm bringing up the topic because, and I believe you guys will see in the coming weeks, this is going to be a topic that's going to be all across the boxing space because it's coming up, because Shakur's moving. His stock is moving up. It seems like every week, if not every day, it seems like there's more interest behind him, more than he's ever had in his career. And Devin is earned a lot of momentum off the back of that Brian Norman fight, but he seems to be kind of stuck right now. And we got to see how Bill maneuvers through this and puts Devin in the rightful position to be in a big fight next. We got to see what he does and what he's willing to do. But Shakur seems to have a lot of options. Queen, Nick J in the building. I
don't want no smoke, Nick J. Nick J, I don't want no smoke.
Coming for you, bro. I already know it. Don't go nowhere even. Don't even go nowhere, bro. I already know why you came up here.
I don't want no smoke.
Coach, I had to breathe in 10 seconds deep.
You should have thought about that before you was talking your shit. Go ahead, Nick.
What's up, y'all? I don't even have smoke for nobody. I just wanted to join the wonderful conversation this evening. But I did want to just say a few things because HLD, I heard you speaking on the whole Ryan situation, and then I heard some other people speaking on the Shakur situation. Here's my thing with Shakur. I enjoyed his performance. I thought he did a wonderful job with T.O. I just want to know, I want him to say what he wants next, who he wants next, and make a definitive decision. So we won't have to be doing all of this. He has done himself a great service at this point, because right now he basically, I'm taking 147 off the table. Y'all can play with it if y'all want to, but I'm not finna play with that like that because I don't think he's serious about it. He can go in between 140 and 135, and that's a great place for him to be because there's so much work there. So I want him to make a decision. Are you going to go back to 35 and challenge Lamont? Great freaking fight. Are you going to stay at 40? Who's available at 40? I know Gary Antoine is about to fight. The other guy just beat up on Matias. Richardson Hitchens is about to fight. So he doesn't really have many options at 140 that we would want to see, because we want to see him in some smoke, unless it's somebody that I forgot at 140 that don't have a belt. But he has done himself a great service in his performance. So I'm not shitting on Shakur at all. I would love to see him and Devin, but right now it don't feel like that's going to happen no time soon. So I'm not even about to dwell on that. But I just hate this notion that I listen to all of y'all all the time, even if I'm not saying nothing in the chat or comment or whatever. But it's a reoccurring theme that if I'm on a channel who fancies Tank, they got all the excuses in the world for Tank. If I'm on a channel that fancies Shakur, I don't want to say y'all have all the excuses in the world, but y'all make convenient excuses for him to move a certain way. When I'm on the Devin Haney channel, of course, I'm sure y'all gonna feel like they making concessions for Devin. But I don't never hear nobody on the Devin Haney channel go, well, Devin, he don't have to do this because so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm a Devin Haney fan. I want all the fucking smoke. I want all the smoke. If it's Shakur, bring Shakur. If it was Tank, bring Tank. If it's Boots, bring Boots. If it's Xander at 54, bring Xander. I don't is no issue. There's no wall. There's no nothing that I want to put in front of him fighting. If he gonna lose, fuck it, he gonna lose. But I know he gonna get his ass up in there and fight. Why y'all be making excuses and reasons and putting up barriers for why these other dudes can't make these fights happen? Oh, well, he's an A-side now, so he can do that. He can't dictate a motherfucking thing. He can't. They are both with Turki Al-Sheikh. And that's the one thing that I will agree with you, HLD. They both with Turki Al-Sheikh. If he want that fight to happen in 3 months, it's going to happen in 3 months. That's why I'm glad the guy is here, because he took all that other bullshit that y'all still be some kind of way trying to put obstacles in. He took all that shit away. He took all of that away. So him getting on podcast saying, well, a rehydration clause, I want the same rehydration clause as so and so. You can tell that shit to Conor Benn, because of what Conor Benn just did to Chris Eubank. But you can't fix your mouth to tell that to Devin Haney at 147 and he's a champion up there. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't do that. Either you're going to go up there and fight the man. He doesn't hold the IBF belt. So he's not beholden to no 10-pound rehydration clause. So either you're going to go up there and fight him at 147 minus all the bullshit you're talking about, or quit talking about what you will do. Because no, you won't do it. You doing it with a caveat. Don't do that. Don't do that and then tell me in the next breath you the best fighter on the planet. Fuck all that. No, sir. Absolutely not. So, and as far as Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, I want to see the fight. But if you have your ass on here, and I'm specifically talking to you, HLD, specifically, if you have yourself on here talking about he's ducking the rematch for Ryan Garcia because he doesn't want to fight him because he's not enrolled in 365 testing, you can go straight to Hades. Because I wish I would fight a motherfucker who done cheated me and got me looking crazy and got motherfuckers on the internet talking about me crazy because he cheated me. And I'm asking for him to do the same thing that I'm doing, and you trying to tell me he ain't got to do that? You keep on talking about, well, all he really needs is 12 weeks. Fuck all of that, because he's a proven cheater. If your ass can't do 365, or if you can't start testing on the day that we sign this contract, you don't want to fight me. And I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else about it. He's a proven cheater. You wouldn't say that for nobody else. Nobody else. That's all I had to say.
All right, let me say about what you might have misunderstood with the Shakur. Well, no, I'm gonna just what you might have misunderstood with the Shakur situation, right? What I'm saying, right, is that if Shakur is calling out Devin Haney, he can't go to 147 and dictate shit because, yeah, you are right. But what I'm saying, if it's Devin Haney that's calling out Shakur, wanting him to move up to 147 and fight him, then yes, we got to compromise because I'm not the one that's saying I want to go to 147 and fight you. You're calling me out. So if you're calling me out of my division, well, yeah, we got to make some compromise because I'm not a 147-pound fighter. You can't be at the higher division calling niggas out at the lower division and then saying that they got to come up. They have to come up. And if y'all going to fight, it got to be on your terms. Nah.
He wasn't calling him out, though. He wasn't calling Shakur out.
Yes, he did. He said Shakur. Bill said Shakur's on the list. We want Shakur Stevenson now.
He's on the list. That's the thing. He's on the list. He wasn't like actively calling him out. He had to be on the list.
The boxer voice. Bill did, Nick J. Bill called Shakur. He said, "We want Shakur Stevenson." And then when they asked him, okay, well, are you willing to do the hydration clause? He kept going around. And you know, Bill ain't gonna really. He kept going around. But you know, Ness is persistent, so Ness kept on him. And then he said, "No, ain't no rehydration clause. Ain't gonna be no rehydration clause." So that's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if I hear Shakur come out of here, and I've said this before, right? Before he went back on his word with Conor Benn and started asking for a rehydration clause. I was the Shakur fan that came out, and I posted it on Twitter, and I said, if Shakur willing to fight Conor Benn with no rehydration clause, if that is going to be the case, right, he need to take his ass and fight Devin Haney. right? But he went back on that and he said he thought about it, like Claymore said, and was just like, nah, I ain't fighting none of them dudes unless there's a rehydration clause. So if he's the one getting called out by Devin, well, it's up to Devin to make that fight happen. If it was Shakur calling Devin out, saying that he's willing to come up to 147, well, nah, if you calling that man out, you don't dictate shit. And as far as the Ryan Garcia, right, and I'm gonna land the plane right now. As far as the Ryan Garcia thing goes, I agree with you, right? But the reason I said 12 weeks, because that's 3 months of testing, random testing, right? 3 months is like the max time to where they know nothing's in your system. If you're testing for 3 months, you can't, whatever he on before that 3 months, after that 3 months, that shit don't have, it's null and void.
That ain't true.
12 weeks of testing. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
12 weeks of testing, you don't have shit in your system no more.
You might not have it in your system, but if you've been training with it, you still gonna have some remnants of that shit in your body.
Not if you cut off, and not if you cut off 3 months.
Cycling. It's called cycling, brother. Cycling. You're cycling. Come on,
nah, he's Keon. Yeah, listen, bro. If they're working out in the gym on some shit, let's say 6-7 months ago, all those gains they made is the gains they made. So even though they come off of it, maybe it's not in their system in the fight, but they still were able to make, what's the word they call it? They were still able to hit milestones because of the influence of the drug.
Of the drug, basically muscle memory.
I know a lot of cats that was on. I know a lot of motherfuckers have been on steroids and all that shit, right? I'm telling you right now, if you get off the shit for 3 months, that shit gonna do worse to your body than it does. That's why Ryan Garcia looked like shit against Rolly.
No, he looked like shit against Rolly because he had been off of it a full freaking year.
I'm telling you, if you 3 months, if you taking shit, if you're taking Ostarine or whatever it is, and you stop taking it for 3 full months, that shit is gonna do more harm to your body than it is good. Trust me.
We're gonna get into this whole topic about the drug test. Look, man, Ryan Garcia only popped once. He was doing the entire fight before the Devin Haney fight, testing clean. So that proves he was not cycling on anything. All right. So the guy popped on the day of the rehydration, and after the fight. That was about it. After that, nothing else. So I don't understand why you guys coming with the cycling and all that stuff. But just coming back to
that's the one time he got caught.
You get caught because if you're getting tested, you're getting tested. He was getting tested just like he is right now.
You didn't see them IVs in his arm.
That IV is legally tested because it was pre the fight, and you're allowed to have that. There's nothing wrong.
Oh, you're not.
When was the last time Ryan fought in New York?
Now, as far as the fight goes. Devin Haney's the one who didn't. Devin Haney said, "I want to take care of the little brother before I get at the big brother."
Right. No.
Yeah, that's because the big brother been pushing the little brother to the front of the line. He don't care which one he gets.
Devin Haney was talking about KEYSHAWN, and then he wanted to get Shakur. That's why I say all this gossipy stuff. It just don't matter to me what the hell they say because they not the bosses, really. Like I said, it's gonna be Turkey. Turkey's gonna want the fight that he's not gonna pay, all this money for no shitty ass fight.
That's the only thing I agree with you on.
Well, come on, babe. I mean, first of all, hola, Nikki. First time speaking with you, sweetie. But but
I don't believe that. Turkey done already paid for shitty fights, bro. I don't believe that. I don't watch Turkey pay.
He ain't gonna, fights. Bro. He be paying for 50.
Yeah, but more so often he's not. He might have slipped up here and there, but generally speaking, the man's reputation is making the best fights that he can make. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that, but I'm just saying. I done watched a couple stinkers out there, gang. That's all I'm
saying.
Happened.
Yeah, but they were money fights, were they?
Better be.
The New York situation.
Better be than Ryan, not a money fight.
Is a testimony to that.
Skull and Canelo a money fight?
Which one?
Was Skull and Canelo a money fight?
It was a needed fight because they wanted to
get that belt. They get that belt to build up the bigger fight. Come on, man.
Right.
That was on purpose.
Let me interject real quick and
let Coach speak.
And say something real quick before I get off. We're talking about Haney Rohan Polanco is sitting pretty at welterweight. It's a shameless, it's a shameless plug. That's my guy, but Top Rank is he's very high on him, and he's cutting no corners. He's pure hunger in his eyes. He don't just fight. He hunts. And I know Devin Haney likes to run. He likes to use the jab. Rohan is a monster. He's a demon at cutting the ring off. Shameless plug, but just want everybody to know who Rohan Polanco is. He's an Olympian. He's a Dominican Olympian and very highly ranked in all the sanctioning bodies. And he's a force to be reckoned with very soon. So, hey, listen, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys, man.
You kind of plugged in. He running. You like, I know he like to run. I mean, you kind of plugged that in a little bit.
I peeped it. I peeped it. Coach, I was rocking with you too.
But he got Tucker Johnson problems though. He got Tucker Johnson problems like
Coach in that last statement said no lies. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, but that's part of boxing. Listen, one thing about it, you just gotta win. Right, and that's all he did with Ramirez. He looked at everybody say he looked at like shit. He fought, he trained for Ramirez. He got Ramirez style down. He outboxed him, and then he did his thing against Norman. Right, so hopefully we next in the near future, and he's gonna have to fight his ass off with Polanco. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Peace, blessings.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate having you up here, man.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Yeah, man. It is. Coach is always going to be, shout out to Coach Hector Bermudez, man. And yeah, guys, follow Rohan Polanco, man. The Dominican, I'm saying, that's his trainer, obviously. You know what I'm saying. So want to see Rohan getting some good situations, and Yoenli Hernandez and all those guys over there in Coach's stable of fighters. But yeah, man. Listen, man. The conversation's been a great one. It's still a good one. We're still going to continue to talk. Hey man, the Shakur Devin conversation is always going to be that kind of conversation until these guys fight. But I think there's going to be some patience. There's going to be some reality. Shakur's not going to move the wrong way that's going to hurt him, and neither is Devin. Devin's not going to move in a way that's going to hurt him. He's already done that. He's in another chapter in his career. He's not doing the cutting weight and rehydration clauses and compromising his physical, stature. He's not doing that no more. And I don't think he should. Okay. But that being said, I still need to see what is Devin finna shake. What fight is he finna make?
I was just about to ask you, Clay. Because Shakur started. This is the first beginning of the year. He started off the year hot. I'm gonna give him that. Now, what is it that you think Devin can do to take back this year? You think in 2020? Because I like that you start off the top of the year. That's momentum. I can't help that for Shakur because I heard you say momentum. He's got momentum, but he don't got leverage. So, what does Devin do to snatch the quote-unquote momentum from Shakur then by the end of 2026?
Xander. I don't think they're different. They're different.
Xander.
Hell no. If Devin can beat KEYSHAWN, that's all I'm over. I don't think he beat KEYSHAWN though, but that's a whole different story. But fight KEYSHAWN. Fight KEYSHAWN. If he can beat KEYSHAWN, that's all the momentum you need.
But Nikki said something that's the problem. Like Shakur needs to make a command decision. What is your lane? What are you gonna go to? What is that fight?
That's true.
What is really that fight? But the same thing now applies to Devin Haney. What are you gonna do? Who is that one guy you're gonna really do? You mentioned Xander, but I'm waiting for that petition. I don't hear no petition talk with the WBO.
I want the Pacquiao fight. If Devin fight,
hell no, bro.
Why you bring that guy up right now, man?
Excuse me, hold on.
Man, we need to stop.
Excuse me.
That's diabolical.
First off, I've been screaming for that. When I told Devin you shouldn't have been fucking with Ryan Garcia in the first goddamn place, I told you never to take that fight. First off, Pacquiao just had a draw with Barrios, who motherfuckers is telling Barrios and Ryan, this is about to be a Mexican war coming up February 21st and all this other shit. If Pacquiao can have a draw with that guy, why the fuck can't Devin fight him? He in the mix.
Because Barrios.
Hell no. Nobody want to see that shit.
Man, nobody want to see that.
Don't nobody want to see that shit.
Man, that fight. So y'all if y'all looking at thank you, stop.
Basura.
Don't nobody want to see Devin Haney beat up on no 49-year-old man.
So you want to see him beat up on Patty Donovan then, or you want to see him beat up on Jack Catterall in the UK? That's what you want to see. You'd rather watch.
Nah. I think
fight Conor Ben for that, bro.
Y'all just told me that. I thought Shakur and Conor Ben was about to fight.
No, that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna stay in their own lanes, bro. I'd rather see Conor Ben and Devin Haney for this.
I don't have a problem with Conor Ben and Devin Haney. I don't have a problem with that fight.
I'll watch that.
But y'all know that we finna get Conor Ben versus Ryan Garcia if he beat fucking Barrios. Y'all know Conor Ben.
I'm like, I might get Conor versus Shakur, but
I don't think I think that's all talk. I don't think Conor Ben gonna fight Shakur. I think once the shit gets serious, it's gonna be something to where, because Conor Ben is saying, "Oh well, he gotta pay a price." When fighters get to saying shit, and I don't have a problem with him saying that, but when fighters get to saying shit like that, it's a lot more than what you think it is on the surface. He gonna get behind the scenes and he gonna say some crazy shit to knowing that Shakur gonna be like, "Man, hell no, I ain't paying you no $5 million. I ain't taking no $5 million. It's gonna be some crazy shit. Watch."
But as the honorary, support of the Devin Haney show here, Nikki J, who do you want Devin Haney to fight next?
Facts.
I'll put Ryan Garcia on ice right now because actually that's really the fight I want. I want him to fight Ryan Garcia again on even playing field. That's really what I would prefer next.
Yes.
But if we can put that to the side, because he's a loose cannon and he's not dependable at all. Like I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, who else has a belt at 147?
None of those are options for him right now. Lewis Crocker is getting ready. He seems like Liam Power and Lewis Crocker is pretty much set. Looks like that's about to happen.
Devin to run the table at 147 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. If he can make the fights at 147, he's the best fighter. He's the best 147-pound fighter in the world right now. So, but back to what the Queen said. Lewis Crocker, IBF. You've got Mario Barrios with WBC about to fight Ryan Garcia. And you got Rolly Romero with the WBA, and it sounds like doing everything he can to not fight Devin.
Exactly, and nobody's on his helmet about that either. I don't understand that. We get on here.
He ain't even worth mentioning. Just pump that shit he did when Devin name came up. He ain't even worth mentioning.
But see, I'm saying
the reason why they're not on Rolly's head is because
he's a clown
on the head of PDC fighters, because they know PDC fighters can't do shit. That once the PDC's made up their mind, you're not fighting. We've all just learned. We just don't even try no more. We don't do it with Sebastian. We don't do it with Rolly. We don't do it with PBC fighters who hold belts. Nobody complained about Carlos Adames not making weight, and you know what I'm saying, and not defending his W. We just already know these PBC fighters is under the protective custody of Al Heyman and Tom Brown and Ludacris.
Okay, well, I call bullshit on that because if we can get on here every day and talk crazy about all the other fighters that are active and half of PBC is holding up the division, then they need some of this smoke too. So yeah, fuck them. But if he can't get a fight at 47, if he calling for Xander, I want to see the fight. Why not? I want to see the fight.
That's the one I'm going for. I'm going for Xander. I'm campaigning for Xander personally. That's who I want.
Well, Bill kind of he kind of backtracked on the Xander shit. He backtracked on that on Boxing Voice.
He's not interested.
He said he wasn't really interested in that no more.
Well, did he say what they were interested in?
Because he's gonna give.
He said Shakur. He said Shakur, but he said they're not doing no rehydration clause. So that was my whole point. If you calling him out to come out of the division that he's in, then y'all got to come to some type of compromise.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying one fighter dictate the other. I'm just saying if you really want to fight, well, you got to come to some type of compromise. That's it.
Okay, well then the compromise is probably going to be if they decide that they'll take that rehydration clause, then that money percentage is going to be in their favor. I'm assuming then.
Yeah,
and I shouldn't hear no problem from Shakur on that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just wish Shakur would just be like, man, after rehydration clause, I'm gonna go up and get it popping.
I would have liked that. I would have liked that, but I agree with what you're saying because I wish it was Shakur saying I want to become a 5-division champion, and I would have liked to see that.
Facts.
I would have liked to see that.
I think that Shakur. I think that Shakur knows that Devin Haney is strong as fuck. Yep. That's the thing. Devin Haney is hella strong. Like, people don't realize Devin is probably the most physically strong fighter at 147. Look how he was manhandling Brian Norman. And I know personally, Brian Norman is hella strong. And Devin was manhandling him like he was a fucking rag doll. So that's what Shakur, he's like, okay, he's going to be way bigger than me on fight night. And when we clinch, in that clinch, he's probably going to be a lot stronger than me. So I don't want him to have that huge advantage. So, hey, I'm going to need a rehydration clause. I'm not a 147-pound fighter. So
okay, I understand
why he's saying it.
Okay, so I have a question, and I just want you guys' opinion on this, because again, we all be on here all the damn time. Why do we as fans sit up and act like there's no such things as stay busy fights? Like, every time one of our favorite fighters, has a nice, good, big fight, a la Devin with Brian Norman or Shakur with T.O., why do we say immediately we want them to go into another difficult, hardest fight of their career, as if all these other fighters of the past didn't have stay busy fights? They're good fights, but it's not a huge threat fight. And then when they do that, or if somebody does do that, then we act like they duck and smoke, or y'all do realize, and I'm just talking to fans in general, fight fans, every next fight can't be the next best fight if we want to see these boxers have any type of longevity in the game. We cannot act like they don't get a chance to have a stay busy fight, a stay active fight that's not the hardest fight of their career. So I want us to take that into consideration when we be on these panels talking that shit all the time. Like, dude, some people get a chance to have a stay busy fight just to stay active and not be a championship caliber fight. If Devin's not going to fight somebody that we want to see him fight, I wouldn't mind him fighting Tiger Johnson. They got a great story.
I was going to ask you about Tiger. What you thought about that?
I agree with what she's saying 100, but
I was literally going to bring that up.
I agree too, but
why does it happen though? Why does it happen? Because
the money they want.
No, man, because they yapping. They're the ones who are yapping, mentioning names out there. They're the ones putting that out there. So
but that's because we put that kind of pressure on them. No, who do you fight next? Who do you fight next?
Man, no.
Yes, that's the question that they ask next. Because then when they say, I'm going to go back to my team and we're going to think about it and we come to the drawing board, we talking shit. Why they didn't call nobody out? He didn't even call him out. He ducking him. That's what we do as fans. Yes,
and
we
that's
do.
And that's why it's because once the fans got a voice on social media like we do now, that's what messed up everything. If you have a tune-up, you're ducking. But so I agree with you, Nick J. But another reason is because once you get on that level of the Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Tank, all them, Tank was doing it. He's taking tune-up after tune-up. But that's a whole nother story. But once you get on the level of the Devin Haney, Shakur, right, they demand a certain amount of money, right? They don't want to take less money. So in order to get that money, now that Turkey's in the game, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll pay y'all. I'll pay y'all the 8, 9, 10, whatever $1 million. But I'm not paying y'all to do that and get no tune-up. See, the difference is, Nick J, them guys that was taking tune-up back in the day, the Roy Jones and all them fighters, they were taking pay cuts too for them tune-ups.
No, I understand. I get it. But this is the thing. The guys now, they think they can do that, and they've seen Tank do that and still get paid. You can't do that. So go ahead and take you a $750,000, $100,000. I mean, a $1 million fight or whatever. Do that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think fight fans should have a problem with that, because I don't want to see them at 32 or be burnt out. I don't want to see that. You know?
Yeah.
If you're a fighter like Shakur. But if you Shakur or Devin, right? If you do that for 9 whole months, you gotta be able to take what comes with that. And you know what come with that? Every day, niggas are gonna be jumping on panels, social media, talking about how you the fraud and you this and you and these fighters hear that shit. So
They do it already.
You gotta have a tough skin for the next 9 months to go, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take what comes with that, the backlash. Motherfuckers, they ain't never been in the ring. It's sitting up talking about you 24 hours, and everybody is gonna dog you. The fighter back in the day, they didn't have to go through that.
They didn't. Well, it's about to get interesting now because, like we all agree, basically all the fighters that we want to see fight, they have some type of connection with in this weight class anyway. In these lower weight classes, they have the connection to Turkey. So we are in, and I've been saying it for the last year and a half. Boxing is in transition, so we're about to see what's finna happen because if he putting up the money, then it's gonna be somebody that we want to see them fight. So either they gonna not take the fight and get the backlash, or they gonna have to let their nuts hang and go get that money and go take that fight. So either way, we should be entertained in 2026.
Big facts.
Yeah, but it don't matter. Certain fighters, it don't matter who you fight. People still gonna talk shit. When Shakur took the T.O. fight, people said he was ducking everybody.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
I didn't hear that.
I was hearing it. I was hearing it.
Yo, what channel were you on that you heard that? I don't think
He heard it from me. He heard it from me because I was saying it. Shakur,
you said he ducked too.
Yeah, excuse me. Why the fuck are you going up to a division to fight a guy with losses when every single champion at 135 is undefeated? I was screaming for him to fight more to Taya, and I wanted him to fight more to Taya.
What?
Excuse me. Everybody in their mother, everybody in their mother is saying all of a sudden Shakur need to fight Raymond Mortataya because he beat Andy Cruz. I was saying that way before. Fight Mortataya. I never. Claymore know what the fuck going on. I never wanted to see that Teofimo shit. Because as much as we talk shit about Shakur and Teofimo was a good fight and all this stuff, nobody ever fucking asked for that. We got the 4 kings, the 5 guys, and the 6 rings, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I appreciate the way he moved, man. I appreciate the way he moved. Nobody ever asked for Shakur versus Teofimo. I felt like Shakur stole that fight from KEYSHAWN Davis. I would have much rather seen KEYSHAWN fight Teofimo.
Bro, KEYSHAWN was on a hiatus, bro. He's lucky that he fought even on the card.
Hiatus, so if you can fight him on the same card, why the fuck couldn't you fight Teofimo? Be quiet, HOD.
What are you talking about? So you trying to sit there and say that you didn't hear Turkey and a motherfucking KEYSHAWN say that they offered Teofimo to fight and he said no.
All right.
So you missed that part? Did you miss that part, my guy?
in the middle of the Barboza fight. That didn't even count.
Come on.
My point was.
Hold on a second, Toledo. Wait. I get it. Look, at the end of the day, and I can co-sign it. You didn't care about the Shakur T.O. You thought Shakur should operate at 135, unify, fight champions. That's what you were campaigning for the whole time. But it is what it is. We got T.O., which I'm not mad at all. I
wasn't mad at T.O. Yeah, I wasn't mad at that.
But listen to what Zab says real quick about the Shakur, Haney fight. And this is Zab. We already know the close relationship he has with Haney.
He's his godfather.
Right, but he's going to keep it 100, right? Watch.
According to Devin, master boxers, what's going to be the separation there? No bias. I know that's your Godzilla.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
How do they separate each other in the ring? They're both pretty much identical in the way they do things.
See, I think weight class is going to separate that fight. That's 100%.
What weight would it be at then?
I don't know. Devin might not stick around at 47 too long.
He's talking about 154.
Get this one fight and gone. Devin is a big boy, big.
He's talking about Xander Zayas.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I still don't see that fight happening. So that's why I don't be, like commenting or making predictions on that. I know Shakur is a young man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no.
Okay, I gotta ask you this. You're a businessman.
So that's Zab just trying to, and the reason I put this up there is because Zab is letting people know that Devin is a big dude, bro. Yeah. And he's unleashed right now, right? Yeah. Devin is unleashed right now, bro. He's at 147 right now. He's feeling better than he's ever felt. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's probably the strongest guy at 147. And you heard Zab say the truth, which I believe is the truth, which is why I'm saying go for the Xander fight, because Xander's unified. I know he's going for the Josh Kelly fight, but it's not cemented yet. At the end of the day, you can leverage your WBO title, and I think Xander would entertain it. I think there could be a potential lineal title on the line, and also it would do great for Xander's resume. I think Devin could go to 154 and stay at 154. I think he's big like that, and that's what his godfather right there, who knows him, is saying. Like, y'all don't know, and I think Shakur knows what Xander's saying. Shakur knows, like, nah, I know Devin is strong as hell. I ain't trying to get up in there and mix it with that dude like that. That way, I'm not big like him. Even if I can go to 147 to finesse some niggas, but you combine with Devin Haney's pedigree with his straight up strength, rehydration clause, or get out my face.
Zab is speaking from his own experience with that when he said that, because he was a 140 guy, and he's been, we talk, and I fought at 140, but I selectively chose with who, kind of like what Shakur's trying to do with Conor Benn. He knows with who and with who not to, and even still there's a rehydration. But Zab said, yo, man, when I knew when to get up there, and I knew when to get back down. Because he only fought a few times at 147. He stayed at 140 pretty much, right? So he knew what he was doing, and I think that's what he's saying with Shakur. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm not all this yapping stuff that they're all doing. I take it with a grain of salt, and only look at the fights that are really, really more realistically on the table that can be done.
If Devin goes to 154, he's gonna get all the fights, bro. I'm telling
you. That's like Devin going to 154 trying to fight Fundora and Boots and all of them. He ain't finna do that.
Hey, bro.
Let him do it
immediately.
Let him do it, man. Let him do it. I want him to go up there, man.
I want him to go up there too.
But he's not going to jump up to 154 and get it popping with a Fundora or a Virgil Ortiz, just like Nick K said.
Don't do that immediately.
No, man.
You're not
going to get them fights all back to back. But if he go up there, he going to eventually fight somebody unless he gets beat to plummet.
But that's what I'm saying about Shakur. Y'all want him to jump up and fight the best guy at 147 immediately.
No, we done with that. We done with that. But hey, man, come on.
Yeah, I think we're past that. We're past that.
Haney, go get that low hanging.
Yeah, the thing is, the topic right now is definitely Devin, as far as, and that's what this conversation was about, right? In the position that he's in at 147, fighters, he doesn't seem to be able to get those fights, and now he has to entertain things like bringing up KEYSHAWN, bringing up Shakur. You know what I'm saying? All the champions are moving around. The only thing that's probably legitimately keeping him at 147 is probably a Ryan Garcia situation. That makes sense, at least for what he's trying to do money-wise. Yeah. And if Ryan collects a WBC title, boom, unification, lineal championship. That'll be a lineal championship, Ring Magazine title for him. But after that, Devin is probably considering. I don't think Devin is scared of 154, bro. I think we can.
I agree.
I just think it needs to be the right situation, and I really feel like Xander is the right situation. I think Xander kind of fits it. You know what I mean? And very soon, Xander's going to be too big for the division too.
And it's a more robust division right now. Like 154, like even if he don't get Xander, it's just more names up there in general. Like if Devin Haney went up to 154 and say Charlo looking for a fight. Or if Earl Spence, like, fuck it, Devin Haney coming up to 154, Earl Spence might take the fight. Or you get, like, it's just guys that it's a lot more names at 154, like Keith Thurman and shit like that. Like, it's just guys. Hell, I don't know. I think it's more robust than 147 right now. Like,
it
147
is.
Yeah, 147 is Devin, and it's the champions, and then it's Pacquiao. Really, that's all. I know guys don't want to see the Pacquiao fight, but if Shakur was to come up to 147 and his first fight is against Pacquiao, I don't think people would be upset at that fight for Shakur. So it's like, I'm just saying, man, 154 is a bit more robust. And if Devin Haney do decide to go up there, I wouldn't mind to see that shit either. I'm into it. God knows I'm fucking with Devin the long way. Feet so sweet they got to cheat to compete. You know how I'm rocking play. But yeah, man,
that's the show. And I'm rocking with Devin too, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the conversation. I know people can't stand it when I do this, you know what I'm saying? Because I can play devil's advocate so well. But the reality is that the conversation is a good conversation to have, because Devin seems stuck. He seems like, you know what he seems like to me? Duran when he was at 147. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling like Devin's at right now.
Dev always stuck until he not. That's the one thing I've learned about Dev. He was stuck at 135 until he wasn't. All of a sudden, he goes to 140. He dethrones Regis. He has a fight with Ryan Garcia. We know how that went. Then he goes up to 147. It took a year off. He fought Ramirez. We let that slide. Ramirez wasn't like somebody we wanted to see him fight, but we let him get a get back fight. Cool. Then out of nowhere, here come Brian Norman Jr. Dev gonna get a fight. I ain't even worried about that at this point. Him and Bill have shown that when he want to fight somebody, he gonna fight them. So I'm not even concerned about that at this point.
Whatever. Make sure of that.
Yeah, we got no choice. I really think that no matter what Devin said on that tweet, he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia if Ryan Garcia wins that belt in 2 weeks.
He's not gonna have a choice. But the question is Ryan Garcia going to fight him? Ryan seems like he's ready to play with Devin a little bit. Like, yo, hold on, I'm be right back.
Neither one of them can pass up that fight. If Ryan, like I'm telling y'all, if Ryan Garcia get a KO, if he knock out Barrios, and that's a big if, because Barrios might beat his ass. But if he stop Barrios, neither one of them can say no to that fight. It's too big.
That's he want to fight Shakur though.
That Ryan just talking. They just running their fucking mouth. The Devin fight is too big. I seriously believe that fight is the biggest fight in boxing. The biggest pay-per-view numbers, the biggest everything.
We got 90 people in the building, and we don't got 90 likes. Stop playing with me, fam. Hit the like button. Stop y'all hanging out. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for sure. Hit the like button. Y'all know who y'all are. Come on, man. Look over. Hit the thumbs up.
Smash the like button.
And I gotta say that if Ryan happened to win that fight, I wouldn't be surprised if motherfucking Ryan be like, Rolly, you beat me, but I got a belt now and I want to unify with a rematch. I wouldn't be surprised he come with the Rolly rematch for unification.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, but I still think you guys forget that the whole purpose of that Times Square thing was for it to be
Devin Ryan.
Right, Devin Ryan, T.O. Boots, and then the winner of Devin Ryan on the rematch would be fighting the winner of Boots and T.O. That's the whole purpose of that whole Times Square thing. And so I think
who messed it up?
Well, yeah, we got to say it was Ryan on that night.
Okay, well, we got to hope Ryan win against Barrios, and I hope Barrios beat the brakes off his bitch ass. Sorry.
Talk to him. Damn, Nick.
Sorry.
Ooh, the queen.
I can't stand him. I can't.
God.
It's a lot of people that I don't like in boxing, but I like it. But I try to give them chance. Like I try to do boxers. I give them 3 months in the doghouse if they do some ignorant shit. Wow. And then I push the reset button. But Ryan Garcia, never.
Tell us how you really feel, sweetie.
Well,
I understand what you're saying, man. That shit was really dumb. And T.O. too. T.O.'s another person who's very difficult to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I think I give T.O. a little bit more grace because I see him as a almost like a weak person to a certain degree, to where it's like I kind of feel bad. I legitimately at times I feel bad for him because I feel like there's a desperation about him that makes me kind of feel sorry for him. But Ryan, Ryan. Piece of work.
Never.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He really
never.
Is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Saying.
Shout out to Shakur for making the man apologize in front of everybody on Fight Night.
Yo, that man apologized for slavery. Yo, Shakur did the job. You know, everybody mad at Shakur saying you should have knocked him out, bro. I don't know. I like the apology so much, and I like the way he battered him for 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you. Yeah,
me too.
That's what my pops used to say. You'd rather beat a motherfucker up than knock him out. You
kind of let him off the hook.
I understand why Shakur didn't go for the knockout though, because the reason he didn't go for the knockout is because he knows that T.O. is still dangerous. T.O. can fight very well off of his back foot, right? T.O. was looking for, and he's a very, very good counterpuncher. So that's what T.O. was looking for, is for Shakur to go in reckless so he can catch him with something. Shakur got a high IQ, and he's seeing that. He's seeing that T.O.'s still alert. T.O.'s still on his game, right? All he's waiting for him to do is make a mistake, right?
He knows
to
that
catch him with a counter off his back foot.
He knew that he was feeling Teal's power to the body late in that fight, so he knew that he still.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. T.O. hurt Shakur with a body shot.
He
Hurt him
did.
with a body
He sure
shot.
did.
I know. I saw
And
that.
Shakur took the whole round. That's the Shakur took the next round. He took the whole round off. And see, people didn't know. I'm like, yeah, he hurt him with that body shot.
Yeah, it was in the 7th round. I know exactly.
But
a corner fight. He hit him.
Yep.
He took the 8th round off.
And that ain't the first time.
Shakur didn't make no like he keeps a poker face, but if you watching it, you've seen it. That's how you know he's tough. He kept a poker face. He didn't show that he was hurt, but he was hurt.
And that ain't the first time he been hurt to the body either. Valdez did it to him too.
Yeah, he said
he was sensitive to that body, but he got a nice poker face.
Everybody, if you get hit with a body shot, I've been in the ring. I didn't got hit with body. If you get hit with a nice body shot, that shit is way worse than getting hit with a headshot because it takes a long time to recover from.
Long lasting, bro.
Hey, low key, people don't talk about Shakur's grit as much as they should. They always kind of paint him as almost like they paint him soft, like a little bit, right? Like that dude, even that with that fight with De Los Santos, think about the mind state of that dude to go in that fight go into the ring with fucked up hands and finesse and move around that ring with fucked up hands and become a champion. That's grit, bro. He knocked out Josh Padley with a body shot with hurt hands. Like he's still punching. He's like, I'm just gonna take a round here off, come back on, a round here off. That dude is tough as fuck, bro.
I think that Shakur and Devin both don't get, no credit for how tough they are. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw what happened with Devin in the Ryan Garcia fight, but people don't talk about how he kept getting up. He could have laid down. Anybody else that you see get hit with them shots from Ryan Garcia, he was getting hit with, they all lay down. Devin is tough. And Shakur said that himself. He said, growing up with Devin, he said, man, Devin's tough as hell. He said, that's one thing I do know about Devin.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say shout out to Claymore Rain, man. I'm about to head out here and keep stealing this money. Shout out to my third shift workers in the Midwest Mafia. Rohan Polanco, you got Tiger Johnson problems, and Lucas Body it's on the floor. Alberto Campana, aka Albert Bell. We next up. Y'all be cool, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, Albert Bell finally getting his shot. I like that.
It is. Guys, about that time for me too, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Great show, man. Thanks for coming up here and y'all made the show tonight, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for everybody in the building. Thank you for the likes. If you haven't hit the like button, do that right now. Shout out to all the new subscribers on the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to go ahead and do that as well, man. It is what it is, man. Hey, man, real quick, 154, face of 154.
El Boricua.
Xander, bro. It's Xander, man. I didn't get the queen. Queen, what do you think about 154? Who's the face?
Oh, man. Right now, I feel like there is no face, and I'm completely torn down the middle. I love Xander, and I love Fundora. So, to me, that is the fight to make at 54. I know everybody talking about Boots and Virgil and all of that. And maybe once they get their stuff ironed out. But right now, to me, it's a toss-up between Xander and Fundora. And depending on how Fundora...
We lost you. We lost you.
We lost you, Queen.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Are you back?
I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. I hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I said it depends on what Fundora does this week, next weekend. If he goes in there and he lays Keith Thurman out, then we're gonna be back at square one because it will be a prisoner of the moment. Right now, it feels like it's Xander because of what he just did, being on the Super Bowl stage and beating Baru. But if Fundora goes in there and does Keith Thurman dirty, to me, it's a 50. They both it's split. I can't pick one at that point.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah,
I don't think Fundora.
Because I love them both.
You think it's Fundora?
I don't think Fundora I think Fundora is the most dangerous fighter out of all of them, but I think that I don't think that Fundora has that charisma. Yeah, that charisma. You know what I'm saying? To ever be a superstar. I think that Fundora is always gonna be that fighter that only hardcore fans know.
Well, see, I don't. This is the thing. He not gonna only be the one that hardcore fans know because of his size. Like if he wasn't so awkward for the division, then I could see you saying that. He can be a hermit and not say much. But if he go in that ring and he put on a performance, if he lay Keith Thurman out, everybody's gonna be talking about Sebastian Fundora because Keith Thurman is a name. That's the thing. Xander doesn't have that yet. And see, it's only going to take for Fundora to get back in the ring for people to remember how bad he did Tim Zoo and how bad he did Lubin. They're going to be like, oh, it's that guy again, that tall, skinny dude. That's him. So it just, if he goes in there and he knocks out Keith Thurman, then it's going to be all about Sebastian Fundora. And then people are going to be, oh, he fighting the same division as Xander. Oh, they need to fight until they see Virgil in boots. And then we'll be having this whole conversation again.
But I need Thurman's name on Xander's resume. So
let's see what happens, man. Hey, salute to you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Yo, everybody in the building, like button, subscribe until the next one. It's at ATP Combat Media, and you already know at this point. We out.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming,